Sup nerds, welcome to the Omni4Game podcast, episode 26. I am Sean, and I'm joined with Chris and Brandon as always.
Alright guys, this week's Omni4Game recap. We go over our locals as always. We then discuss Bandai's plan to release 2.0 and 2.5 and whether we think it's a good or a bad idea. We talk about food and food-related subjects. Then we go over our weekly reveals as always. And then we finish things off, as always, with your comment questions. So if you guys like this, make sure you stick around, like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you next week.
All right, first topic, locals recap. I believe Chris did the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I got 5th.
Yep, so start us off.
So I finished X2 with Levia. Round 1, I played against Caleb and Alphamon. Game 1 was unplayable. I didn't see a level 5 for the longest, and by the time I did, he pretty much had killed me. And his BT15 Alphamon is kind of dodges most of my effects, like 7th Lightning and Biting Crush. And I never had enough memory to just like hard play Leviamon just to clear it off the board, because he would always either leave me at not enough memory or always have 2 bodies on the board. So that was game 1. Game 2, I just controlled his board and ended up winning that one. Not much to say. And then game 3 was a little bit more back and forth. I established Levia X, blew up I think it's the Yuta tamer, the 3 cost that when he attacks he can suspend it and tuck something underneath it.
I think that's what
I blew that. Yeah, I blew that up, and his the Digimon he had on the board. My 3 checks were defense training, another Yuta, and then a cool boy. So he had follow up on his turn. I think I left him at 2 memory. After he promoted and digivolved once, I think he was up to like 6 or 7. So, and of course Caleb always has the one of Doru Greymon.
Yep.
So yeah, he just kind of womboed me. Blew up the Levia X. Played smart. Did not attack again with the Alphamon. Just in case, because the level 7, the Alphamon Oryukin mode doesn't have protection.
Yeah.
So he got me down to like 1 security. I have 1 body in raising, and he actually plays smart, doesn't swing after clearing all my security, because he had the Yuta now, so he could tech the Oryumon again, and I was at 5 security. After his 2 attacks, I was at 1. And he goes, oh, I'm just going to do this. Hard play. And he played 2 rookies. So he had 3 bodies.
Shout out to Caleb for playing around his opponent's deck.
Yeah, I was actually kind of proud and a little upset, because I was like, damn, normal Caleb would have just like attacked and then done nothing.
Yeah.
He played another
he actually, I think the only reason why he did it is because he actually wants to play Leviamon, so he knows how the deck works. So
that is a good point, yeah.
Yeah, he's at 1. I'm at 1 memory with 1 card raising with 1 security, and he has 3 bodies. So there's nothing I can do. So I end up and because he digivolved into the Door Greymon that turn, it had protection.
Oh yeah.
So there's literally nothing I could have done. Outside of game 1 and just never seeing a level 5 for I don't know, it was like by turn 5 or 6 like I finally saw one. And that was like my opening hand. I had like a rookie, a level 4, a training, and like a purple memory boost. I'm like, this is the god hand.
Oh yeah,
that's perfect.
That's great.
And yeah, never saw it. And then I just kept drawing more Biting Crushes and 7th Lightnings. And he has this Alphamon on the board that... Yeah, he has this Alphamon on the board I just can't answer. Like, I just can't do anything to it. So,
wait,
that was round 1.
That was the feature match, right? Because that was...
No. That was Ben. That's coming up.
Oh, okay. All right. My bad.
Yeah, then I get O2'd by Ben. Yeah. Then I get O2'd by Ben. He's playing Yellow Vaccine. I misplay game 1 pretty hard. I digivolved into the
Draco.
I get him down to 0. Yeah, I get him down to 0 security. Well, he did most of it himself. He's at 0 security, and he hard played the Rapidmon, the one with blocker. and I promote, and I see the whole play in my hand, because I know with 7th Lightning, if I Digivolve into the Leviathan X from my trash, because I didn't have the memory to Digivolve into Leviathan and then into the Leviathan X to trigger the 7th Lightning out of trash, so I had to do it from the trash. And what I misplayed was I went into Dragomon, missed the timing because he played the Digimon, because for some odd reason I thought, oh, when I attack, I'll be able to Digivolve the Leviathan from the trash with the Dragomon. It's not like I got it mixed up with Waroseedramon. I just forgot that the effect to Digivolve from the trash with the Leviathan is when he plays the Digimon. It's not through the X antibody effect, which is where I got mixed up at. Because I also had the Waroseedramon in my hand. The thing is, I had to attack to discard the 7th Lightning and the Leviathan X out of my hand to trick, because I had the Gabu and the Garu X in my inheritables. Yeah, my inheritables. So I had to discard them. It was one of those combinations. I needed to get one of the 3 cards or 2 of the 3 cards into my trash to pull it off, and I just did it wrong. If I had done it with the Waroseedramon, there would have been no problem, because his effect is when it attacks. So if I would have Digivolved in the Waroseedramon, the attack goes through. I discard the cards I needed to, Digivolve into the Leviathan X. Leviathan X can't delete level 4s, which is fine. I pop the card he plays. I pop one of his Tamers. I trigger the 7th Lightning, bottom deck it, destroy the Rapidmon, because he has no sources because he hard played it.
Yeah.
And then my attack goes through. I beat him game 1. Okay, so I misplayed there, and then he slowly recovers all the way back because I misplayed. He slowly recovers, beats me that game because I just have no follow up. And then game 2, I just didn't draw a level 4 and just watched him slowly beat me with his army of Gatomons, because Ben always has 3 to 4 Gatomons at all time. Like, it's no joke. I don't think you can go back and watch any of his games and he doesn't have at least 3 to 4 of them. And you only play 3 or 4 of them.
He
plays 4, but like
sometimes I think there's 6.
the amount of times I watch him promote the Patamon, go into the Gatomon, and then put another one in the security multiple times is absolutely bonkers. Bananas. So again, my opening hand that game was, I think, all right. Like, I had a level 3 in like a training, and then maybe a purple memory boost. I can't remember. I just didn't care at this point because I was so upset and distraught with game 1 again. Because of course it's the time where I'm being recorded. Oh, it's
shut up.
Back to
it's
back.
The time.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's the time I'm being recorded. So of course, I now this is gonna go out and everyone's gonna say, this guy sucks. He can't play the deck. So I'm already pissed off. I don't care what's happening. And then game 2, I'm drawing this hand, and it's just unplayable. There's like Ben probably thought I had given up at this point. There was literally nothing I could do.
I mean, without looking at your hand, it did look like you just gave up.
Yeah, no, but literally I could not play. Like, I could biting crush him, but I don't have a Leviathan. I don't have anything to follow up with. I don't have the Octomon or the Dragomon to force him to play. Like, I literally had to sit there and just watch him kill me. It's just nothing I could have done. And then, of course, rounds 3 and 4, I'm pretty much already done. I don't want to play anymore. I'm so pissed off. And, of course, those are the 2 games where I'm like, okay, this is how the deck works. Yeah, of course. I open up super optimally. I play against Solar, who's playing Hunters, which, of course, is the perfect game for me because I only play 1 stack. I can blow up his Tamers, and, of course, I just blow him out of the water. So, yeah, that game was super easy. And I'm not feeling any better because I knew I should win that game. Then I get paired up against Mel, who's playing Gamamon. Again, Gamamon in 2024, guys. I just think about the guy who commented on our tier list saying, you guys are sleeping on Gamamon or something like that. No. Okay, that deck is trash. I don't want to hear it. Okay? I literally had to sit there and watch him for turns, play Tamers, because he needs he needs the Tamers. You need the heroes out. Well, guess what? I blow up his Tamers. He gets all upsetty spaghetti about it. I literally 1 turn, promote a level 3, and of course I've got like memory boosts and training cards on the board. And of course this can't be the game that's being recorded. I promote the level 3, And my final board is a Levia X that's checked for 3 security, and a ruin mode.
Separate stacks.
That got played off. Separate stacks. Okay? Because I established Biting Crush, promoted, played the Octomon, forced him to play the token, boom, do all my shenanigans, go into Warrior Siege Room, and I just pop off, blow up his Tamer, all this other stuff. And I'm asking him, like, what are these? Yeah, I ask him, I'm like, okay, what do all these Tamers do? And then he tells me, and I'm reading his face. And I'm like looking at the one he doesn't want me to blow up, because again, I don't really know what most of these cards do, but I'm asking. So I blow up the one that I think he mostly wants. Okay, again, he gets very upset. And then I go into ruin mode, and the noise he made, because he has a Digimon and Raising. So he just can't play.
Yeah, what's the DP on that Digimon?
1,000 to 2,000, something like that. So he's literally locked out of the game. He can't play. I know he's upset. And
you have play one ruin mode sitting on the board, just ready.
Yes. So I got a Leviathan X. Yeah, he's at 2 security because that Levi X checked 3. Like that attack went through. So he's at 2 security. I got a Levi X and I got a ruin mode. And the thing is, he goes, man, I should have Crimson Blazed you the turn before. Yeah, why you didn't, I don't know. That's not up for me to decide. You chose not to. Okay, so that's game 1. Okay, and I open the ruin mode. And then game 2, I open the ruin mode again. So I do the same thing.
Oh, God.
I can blow him up. I blow him up. And then I go into ruin mode. Again, I've got a Leviathan X and a ruin mode on the board again. Again.
Savage.
And the noise he makes again, he's pretty much done. And that's why he said what he said, Brandon, was, the time I bring Gamamon, everyone wants to play serious decks. No, I just wanted to play Leviathan, okay? It's not a serious deck. Yeah, it is a serious deck, but this is locals, okay? We're not at some regional or something. Like, chill out, brother.
I was low-key memeing with a certain card in my deck, so I get it.
So I understand he was upset because I ruin mode him in back-to-back games that I only play the one of. And then he goes, I should have Crimson Blazed you again. Why you're not, don't ask me.
Yeah.
You have this card that basically stops me from triggering one of my strongest cards. Why you're not using it, I don't know.
It's okay giving a Leviathan player that much memory if it means they cannot pop off.
It'll set me back a turn, but like that's it. He's not gonna be able to kill me in one turn. Yeah, you're just buying one turn. So, of course, the deck felt really good those 2 games against the decks that it should have felt really good against. Yeah. And I don't know if I would have ended up winning against Ben. I don't know. I definitely should have taken game 1.
So you would have seen an extra game?
I wasn't upset with the matchup against Caleb because he just beat me. There's nothing I could have done. Yeah, there's nothing I could have done against that.
You see the Noru, like...
It wasn't even that. It was more of just the Alphamon was a problem, and then the Oryukenmon. Every time it checked security, it was clean.
Yeah.
It was always because he has DP bonuses on it, so it was always bigger than my stuff.
So you're hoping for a Biting or a Lightning.
Yeah, and it just never came out of security. So
kind of like last
that was unfortunate. Yeah, that was unfortunate. But other than that, I don't think I did any. I played poorly against Caleb. It was as soon as I sat down to play against Ben on the recorded match that I misplay the one time that night, and I'm like, this sucks. Why does this always happen? So
maybe it's because you're being recorded. Maybe you're like your brain is like camera shot.
Do you think you're nervous?
No, I don't know. I don't know. I had the whole play. I thought I was so smart. I was like, this is how this deck works. This is what I'm supposed to do. And then
you're going from A to C, but somehow you miss B kind of thing.
I mean,
yeah, I saw the play, and then I did that thing I always do where I go, this is how this effect works, but it's not how this effect works.
I can understand you making that mistake because every time you evoed into Levi X when we were playing, you would say trigger X anybody to evo into Levi X, and I'm like,
that's not. And I kept doing that.
That's not what that does.
I kept doing it, and I don't know why that's how I thought it was, and it's the only time I did it all night like that.
Mm-hmm.
Only time. Every other time I triggered the effect right, but as soon as that happened,
to be fair, that misplay is going to cause comments, and those comments are going to increase algorithm, And that algorithm's going to make the video more popular, and that's good for Sean.
Yes, thank you for increasing the engagement on that inevitable video.
Yeah. Sean, when are you uploading our gameplay from last week?
In the
Remember's
not too distant future. I've got
Okay,
a little
good.
bit of a
Backlog.
I need to
backlog.
watch my security. I need to watch my security bail me out.
yeah. I would have posted it yesterday if my back wasn't jacked up.
Yeah.
Well, it's because you went and saw Dune 2 and you actually had a good time and you were sitting up in your front. You're sitting up like this and it hurt your back.
We actually ended up not seeing it.
Ah!
Emily had too
I
much
knew
stuff
it.
going on, so she's like, "We'll just watch it when I get back." She went out of town.
So, anyways, yeah, I finished 5th with Levi X 2-2. The guy who wanted the rematch between me and Ben got it. Sorry, I couldn't do better.
Feels bad.
Well, it wasn't a rematch between
Bunny.
the Bunny deck versus Levia. He was playing Yellow Vaccine this week.
To be honest, I couldn't tell you the last time I beat Ben. It's been so long for me. I couldn't. He beats me every week. If I get matched, I have to if I want to get first, I either have to hope I dodge
To
Ben
dodge
or
Ben.
or he loses super early and I just never see him.
Mhm.
I don't know the last time I've beaten him. I seem to play my worst against him for some reason. I don't know what it is.
It's the power of the hat.
It must.
wasn't
I
even
don't
wearing
think
the
he
hat
was wearing
last
it.
week.
He wasn't he wasn't wearing the hat yesterday.
Oh.
Maybe it was the
I
power of
straight
him
up
not wearing the hat.
I straight up said, man, your brain juices be leaking. You ain't wearing your hat.
They're leaking out. All right,
Maybe he got a new haircut or something like
Yeah,
that. He's like,
he said-
gotta show off the haircut to the boys.
yeah, you got to show off the fresh cut. I need.
I think he
one.
said specifically because he got the haircut that the hat doesn't fit.
Yeah. The hats are too
course.
big when his hair's that short.
A lot of things are too big for Ben. Sorry.
Wow.
Short joke.
That's
Short
rude.
joke.
Wow.
It's very ableist of you.
You've never wondered, dang, he drives that big I almost did it again. He drives
Dude,
that big
this guy can't
UPS
take you
truck.
anywhere.
You drive that big FedEx truck. How do you? I'm sorry, Ben. Oh, Ben listens to this.
He does.
Yeah, he does.
I can't wait to see his comment.
Anyway, I did the second worst. I came in third.
Yes.
I took security control and went X11. Played against Ben round 1 playing Yellow Vaccine. And game 1 was a grind. I started off with early pressure, but sadly he recovered out of it. And he ended up having double Seraphimon on the field for like multiple turns. And my hand nor my security could out them. Like I ended up having like all 4 of my hell scythes, and I just kept hell scything and playing back a Magna Angemon and recovering and just hoping it got me there. But it never did. So like they just stayed on the field and just killed me over the course of a few turns once they stuck. And then I won game 2. Ben scooped kind of early, but he played into Death X really hard, and he was like, well, I guess if you have it, you have it. And I had it. And it wiped his entire board.
Oh,
he
yeah,
had-
I was sitting next to you for that one. He was straight up just like, I think I just lost because of that play.
Yeah. And the game lasted a few more turns after that, but like it was very clear that he most likely was not going to win that game. But if he continued playing, it was just going to be a grind, and we were not going to get to play game 3.
Death X just kind of dumps on Rapidmon, doesn't it? That deck. I'm just now thinking about it because it just de-evos them, right?
He's playing
And it
Yellow
just blows them
Vaccine,
up.
but yeah.
No, I'm just thinking about like counters to that Rapidmon deck.
Yeah, it's good against the bunny deck as well. Yeah, because they have a bunch of tamers, and it just de-evos their stuff. And then game 3, we started playing and ended up going into turns. I don't know who would have won if we had been able to finish the game, but we ended up drawing.
If you would have won, it would have saved me.
He wouldn't have had to play Ben in round 4
Oh, get right.
and lose.
You ruined my night.
I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not. So, anyways, I drew against Ben. And then round 2, I played against my definitely worst matchup possible, Red Hybrid with Brandon. Because Aldemon's a card that is kind of a rough matchup, so like you can't be patient versus him. You have to kind of try to rush them down if you can. So he saw Aldemon and warped into Emperor game 1 and killed me. Game 2.
I misplayed so hard in game 2.
I already had a Digimon Emperor on the field.
And I was like, oh, that's no problem.
And he evoed into Yukamon and Raising. And then I played a second Digimon Emperor. And that Yukamon,
I went, oh, that's a problem.
That Yukamon never left the Raising area for the rest of the game.
Because I can't evo on top of it.
Yep.
I got hard locked out of my breeding area.
Yep. And then I ended up winning that. And then game 3, he saw Aldemon and killed me. And I also misplayed game 3.
You should have wyverns.
Yeah, just inexperience with security control, because it's been a while since the last time I built it. I just misprioritized on my last turn. Not saying I would have won, but it definitely would have kept me from losing.
Yeah.
So Brandon ended up taking it 2-1, and then round 3 I played against Shine Greymon, the burst mode version, not Ruin Mode Turbo.
Because Ruin Mode's expensive.
Ruin Mode is an expensive card, unfortunately.
Very expensive.
Yeah. So game 1 was some of the most brutal RNG I've ever seen. So Will swung at my security 3 different times on where he was checking my 4th security card, and when it was checked, I had 3 security exactly. Every single time it was a Lonky, and it outed 2 bodies. And this was 3 different times over the course of one game. Every time he got to my 4th security, it was always a Lonky. So that was really brutal.
I'd be demoralized. I'd be done.
He was demoralized. I had to convince him to play game 2. He was really not feeling it after that. And then game 2, I ended up winning. It was just... Will
more Lonkies and security.
Yeah, Will lacks the experience to play against security control. So, like, he was, like, doing his normal thing. And if you do your normal thing versus security control and you don't have a deck that, like, naturally counters security options...
Like Red Hybrid,
you're probably going to deck yourself out unless you get really lucky and their security is all like no gas.
No gas.
What do you think the odds of that happening are with the Lonkies?
Pretty low considering. So I play 4 Lonkies in my list. The 4th Lonky I activated from my hand before he started checking my security. And then he proceeded to check the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th Lonkies as exactly the 4th security.
That's gotta feel so bad.
Check. Are you my Valentining your cards and you're like, you've got them all sprayed with different perfumes so you know which ones are what?
He did have to change his sleeves mid-tournament.
I did have to re-sleeve because I noticed one of my cards was like, the sleeve was like super scuffed and it was very clear. But it was not a Lonky that was in that sleeve, so it was cool.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, it was a Death X. Which
this is why Sean went and took the judge exam. So if we ever if we ever called over something, I'm a judge though. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's fair. So anyways, I won game 2 pretty easily. I can't remember if he decked himself out. No. I just killed him. I set up lethal. Because I tried to build my list to where I could be extremely aggressive on top of being a naturally security control deck. So I just have a kind of a different playstyle versus what we're used to at our locals with security control, to where it seems like Mario's win condition is always like, I'm going to try to deck you out. And then round 4, I played against Alphamon. Pretty easy matchup. When game 1, Doru Greymon was his 5th security. Like it was his last security card, and I ended up just decking him out.
So he has the hope that he's eventually going to draw it.
Yeah,
and it's just the last one.
He never saw it until he ended up scooping his cards up, because I ended up decking him out because I kept having to answer his board, but he was never winning because he was drawing so many cards.
That's what I'm talking about with, like, I love Caleb to death, but he gets that tunnel vision, and he's just like, oh, I'll just eventually see that one of... Brother, just go into BT15 Alphamon with Orumon and just start swinging.
Yeah, just start swinging.
Because, like, anything that gets hit out of security, he can just, take something out. And he's always putting stuff back underneath it, so he's never going to run out of options. But, like, was he literally just sitting there trying to find that one card?
I mean, he was just doing the normal thing, but I guess that's what he was looking for. Like, he had all 4 cool boys on the field.
Oh my god.
And like
At some point you just gotta stop. You just gotta stop activating
dude,
them.
he was hard, like he was triggering them, drawing cards. Like he kept himself from decking for like a couple of turns using like the Oryuken effect and stuff. But like it doesn't matter if you're just gonna draw 5 more cards in your next turn.
See, I wouldn't even Digivolve into the Oryukenmon. It has no protection.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. But
I mean,
that's-
if you're about to deck out, I think it's a good idea just to throw a couple extra
Yeah.
cards under your deck. But other than that,
yeah, but I mean at that point it's probably too late. Like especially if I still have
Yeah.
5
Yeah.
security. Like how are you gonna kill me? And then game 2, I was
Because the Alpha. I'm sorry, Sean, but the Alphamon does say like anytime it would leave the field.
yeah,
right?
it protects itself from everything.
except for
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
battle,
Except for DP reduction. If you don't have that effect, you just DP reduce it, and you can still trigger the
Yeah.
effect, but it's still gonna die.
Right, it'll
Which
still die. Okay.
yeah, which he
the
did.
DP check will be done again.
Yeah, he did that once just to put an extra card back in his deck, but it still died. I lonkied it from my hand, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you could put so much DP buff underneath it, it would be okay against most DP reduction. Because at one point he had just that Alphamon against me up to like 18 or 19k. The thing was like massive.
He must have had like
No,
the perfect stack or something.
16? 16? I can't remember. It was like big enough to like check everything in my security, and there was nothing that was gonna kill it.
Oh.
Because he'd have to be just big enough to avoid what, Wyvern's Breath.
Yeah, he would have to be able to dodge wyverns. Or if I had enough memory, 2 different effects, because like I could Magna Angemon into
Right.
wyverns or something and still get rid of it. In game 2, I rushed him down and got him to 0 security. Because you can't be patient versus that deck either, because if they see their one of Doru Gray and like swing your security and dodge the right removal, which is literally just Chaos Dag, or a Lonky if you have a low enough security, they can just kill you very easily. And he went into an Oryuken, and he had to dig to find his Darugamon that has blocker, and he finally saw it, and he evoed into it, and he's like, cool, I don't just lose on your next turn because I had a Salamon and a Raising and he had no security. And then on my previous turn, I had activated Revelation of Light and put it on top of my security, and then I did something else to recover on top of it. And he had already swung once and checked the card that I recovered into. I knew the Revelation of Light was the next card in my security, and he should have also known this. He ends up tucking both of his Shu Yulins underneath each Digimon, because he's like, it's cool, I can get an extra 2 checks in, and they'll just have reboot. And so he tucked it underneath his Oryuken and his Doru Gray, and then swung, triggered Alliance, and it was like 2 checks for huge. And I was like, well, we know what this is, so Revelation of Light, that guy's dead now. And he was crushed. And I was like, Caleb, you knew that was there. I don't know. I don't think he would have won anyway, but he definitely just punted the game when he did that, because then he didn't have a blocker, and like on my turn I just promote and swing.
When he checked that, I was like, brother.
Well, as soon as he tucked both of his tamers, I knew he was about to swing, and I was like, bro,
don't. It's
I was
a
like,
trap.
please don't. You know what the next card is, Caleb.
It's
Why?
It's like he sees you put a claymore down, and he goes, "I can rush into that room, no problem."
Yeah. I almost wanted to say something, because I was like, I don't want to win like this, but no, you're gonna get punished for just doing this. So yeah, I ended up going X11. Watching the difference between people that know how to play against security control and don't know is so vast. Because I literally just watched Caleb and Will deck themselves out. Like, I didn't even have to do anything. I was trying to kill them, but like they decked themselves out. I think they each decked themselves out 1 game out of the 2 that we played. And it's not how you play against security control.
It's a resource management game at that point.
It is. And Ben actually started hard playing stuff whenever we were playing. He was like, this is what you told me to do for security control, right? And I was like, yes, it is.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I think there was a turn against you where I was thinking about playing like something up, like big stack, and I was like, wait, if I do that, you could just out my whole board. So I like double played 2 Gatsumon, and I was like, yeah, they're kind of just sitting in my hand. Just do something about it, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to just leave open
with,
your
like 4
line.
bodies.
Yeah.
4 bodies instead of just 2.
But yeah, that's the difference in knowing how to play against the deck is it's very obvious when you're playing against someone who doesn't understand the matchup because they're just going to deck themselves out. But all right, Brandon, your turn.
So I was playing Red Hybrid. I won X1. Should have been XO, but Sean decided to punt in against Ben round 1. We'll get to that when we get to that.
It wasn't a punt. I couldn't do anything about his Seraphimons. There was my hand was trash. I could not answer.
How dare you play a game based on removal and not have any removal?
I just didn't have any to kill 12k bodies on my turn, and my security wasn't doing me any favors.
So round 1, I played against Hunters, Solar as always, and game 1, so it's kind of funny. He lost because I let him do a takesy backsies. Because I knew it benefited me.
Wow, Brandon.
So I was in a really bad spot.
That's so filthy.
Yeah,
I'll allow you to takesy backsies because I know this is benefiting me. That's
so it was random though. It wasn't like a full blown like, oh, I know I'm gonna win because of this. I had a higher chance of winning. So
it's not random then.
It
100% benefited you.
You'll understand when you'll understand when I explain
it. I'm curious.
So he goes into his superior mode, tucks one of my dudes under one of my tamers, cool, whatever. No tamer. Tucks one of my dudes. On is this the right game? I can't remember. Long story short, he goes into superior, swings. All right, cool. Check security. Cool. And he goes, all right, let me do this thing.
How far back did you let him do this takesy backsies?
It was immediate.
Oh.
It was like immediate. So then he does something to pass turn. I think he like plays another body or something like another tamer, whatever Hunters does. And then I draw. I start my turn, and he goes, "Oh, I forgot to do my end of attack swing." I was like, "Oh yeah, no problem. Which is one more check." And he goes, "Yeah, check. It's a tamer." So I let him do the takesy backsies to do his end of attack swing, specifically because I knew in my security there's a chance he could hit a tamer, and him hitting that tamer won me the game. Because I had 0 tamers. I didn't have anything.
I guess it's not a...
Yeah, it's not that bad, I guess.
It's not a guarantee this is going to benefit me, but I do understand that
higher chance it benefits me. I was okay with losing that security because I hadn't seen any tamers out of like the entire game, and I was like, there's a chance there's one in security,
there is,
right?
But you also could have just gotten punished for it. So like, that's not as egregious as what I imagined when you said that.
But yeah, I was so okay with it because I was like, if he hits a tamer, I win. And then he hit a tamer, and I won.
The superior mode doesn't have to attack at the end of turn, right?
It's
not one of those. It's just you may. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not mandatory, so they shouldn't have done a takesy backsies, but
yeah.
So it benefited me. I won game 1 due to that. It's kind of hilarious. Game 2, he high rolled the bejesus out of me by setting up 2 watchmakers, and like basically superior mode. Like what? No, not even superior mode. The level 4 with 5,000 DP wiped 2 of my security, and then 3, something like that. And then he goes into the superior mode, and then end of attack swings through the rest of them. And I was like, "All right, I'm dead." I just got reverse Uno carded because that's supposed to be what I do to you.
Yep.
And then game 3, I quite literally just did my normal red hybrid stuff and just killed him before he could set up. Like, there was a turn where he had set up, like, pretty optimally, but I was just like, here's more optimally. Sorry, bruh. There was also a moment where I was swinging really big with my dude, and, of course, I have Aldemon underneath it, so he's checking all his security. I hit the overflowing power, and he goes to put it in his hand. I said, "No, you get nothing. Put it in the garbage." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, I forgot." I was like, "You get nothing, you lose."
You lose. Good day, sir.
So that was funny. Match 2, or round 2, that was against Sean. We kind of already went over it. I see Aldemon, I win. He saw double Digimon Emperor, and I had an Uka in Raising, I lose. And then game 3, I saw Aldemon, I win. That's just kind of how it works. And then, of course, Sean's egregious misplay. Which, to be fair, we did talk about it later. You didn't know at the time it was as big of a deal to kill that one Emperor as it is.
It was a very subtle misplay.
Yeah. Because he didn't realize I only play 3, and that was my 3rd Emperor. He was under the assumption I play 4. But you realistically only need 3 in that deck. If you want to play 4, go for it.
I still should have. I should have prioritized it. It was foolish to leave it on the field.
Yeah, that deck has a lot of versatility and flexibility. So, round 3. Round 3 was hilarious. I played against Caleb again, and I 2-0'd him.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even think I really did any red hybrid stuff. So I start the game with an Uka in Raising, and I hard play a dude. He does his cool boys and has a dude in Raising.
Mm-hmm.
So I then promote, swing with the Uka, hit another cool boy, and he's like, oh, heck yeah, popping off. I got another one. And, the Uka's effect, of course, I have another body in Raising now.
Mm-hmm.
And I just go, okay, well, I have 3 memory. All right, cool. I'm going to hard play this dude, and I'm going to hard play my tamer. So my board is 3 bodies, 1 in Raising, and a memory setter.
And he has
4 security. So I have 4 bodies and a tamer.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, I'm going to build in Raising and not do anything about your board. The dude has 3 cool boys out and the Yuji. Is it Yuji? The one where you promote, you gain a memory and draw?
Yuta. I think it's Yuta.
I think it is Yuji, actually.
Yuji?
Whatever it is.
Whatever it is. The X only body tamer.
He builds in the Raising, and I'm like, alright, okay. Draw for turn, promote, and then he looks at my board and goes, oh no. And I go, swing, 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 swing. Hybrid for game, and he goes, yeah, I just lost that. And I was like, you did? That was...
Get Ricky rushed.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, straight up just got Ricky rushed.
And then, game 2, he kind of did the same thing. I just rookie rushed him again. He kind of just let me have it. He doesn't have any blockers, so I was just like, alright, bet. And he goes, alright, I'm going to go into this Alphamon this time that stops all your big dudes from swinging. And I was like, yeah, but have you heard of my little dudes? So I just built into an Aldemon, gave it, security check +2 or something like that, swung through all his security, and I was like, alright, bet. It was kind of, it was, I don't want to say it was easy GG's, but he really made it easy GG's.
It was too passive.
Yeah. That's where my fun stopped. Because then we got to round 4. And I played against Ben.
I was drinking your tears.
Yeah. Sean was very happy to see me getting super tilted. Because
it was funny because you were complaining so hard about losing to one card when you also have a card in your deck that just beats my deck. And I wasn't complaining like that.
Here's the difference.
It's not.
All right?
It's not that different.
Ben plays 2 copies of Venusmon.
It's a searchable card.
I get that, but he never searched it. It was never in his security. Dude was hard drawing it.
You don't know that. He could have grabbed it off the top of his...
what he was doing.
He could have grabbed it off top of his security with the TK.
I don't think he ever did.
You don't know for sure. We'll see. I'll find out in the recording. Every time he sees it, I'll be like, and there it is.
Every time he did, because there was even one time I'm remembering specifically. Remember, he did the TK, and he picked up the card and just immediately put it back on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he did that a few times. So he only plays 2.
Uh-huh.
And he double Venusmoned me back-to-back turns.
Oh, God.
Means he saw both copies of his Venus, both games. And the second game was just BM. The game was already over, but he wanted to show me that he could double Venus me again.
Yeah, still had all of these.
And at that point, if he has a Venus with barrier underneath it, I can't out it anymore. It's unoutable. I can't do it.
That is a deck building error, Brandon.
Yeah, I know. We'll get to that when we get to that.
Okay.
All right, but it basically meant I could not touch that thing. period. And then Ben, bless his heart, but GFY, all right, because this dude, go F yourself. This dude,
I was like, what?
This dude goes, yeah, but you still swung through all my security and almost won. I was like, are you serious?
Yeah, you almost won, Brandon. That's as good as winning.
Like, it's like he's patting me on the back and telling me, good job, champ.
I mean, he's probably trying to make you feel better, dude. You were upset.
It was doing the opposite. It was making me legitimately tilted.
You were like, I just can't win. I just can't play.
I can't do anything.
Just look over and Venusmon's on the board and you're just raging. Oh, man.
God. Because it just completely shuts me out. Like, sure, I can still attack your security,
you should play outs to that card, man.
Yeah, trust me. All right, I said it in the deck profile. I'm taking out the Crimson Blazes. They're out.
Throw some Gaia Forces in there.
I don't even think I'll use Gaia Force. I'll probably use...
If you use Trident Gaia, you're a fool, dude. Because if he has something...
Oh, no, not Trident.
Oh. What's your other option?
What is it called? I can't remember what it's called. It was one of those...
We had yellow... On our tier list, we had yellow vaccine in what, S tier?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's that good, yeah. Especially with the Gatos and stuff like that. Like,
especially when Venusmon FTKs Red Hybrid.
And
especially
then
when he just promotes the Patamon and immediately goes into the Gato with a TK on the board, and you left him at 1 memory, and he suddenly now has 4.
Mm-hmm.
And we left, what, Red Hybrid at, like, top of tier 1?
It was
like
near the top
there.
of tier 1. It was, like, the third deck down, I think.
It was the
people
third.
Were pissed off about... Yeah, people were pissed off about that.
Yeah, they felt disrespected, even though it does kind of lose to certain decks.
Yeah, it is my fault coming to the table with a deck that did not have any outs to it, because I was trying to play like against like I thought maybe I was gonna sit across the table from Levia, or I was gonna sit across the table from
Luga.
like Bunny, Luga, something like that.
Yeah.
So I had the Crimson Blaze and the Gatsumons in there to stop that, because the Levia player, they can 1000% force me to play stuff through effects.
Mm-hmm.
I have 3 different cards that play through effects. 4. I have the Emperor. I'm pretty sure it might be mandatory.
If it plays it from
hand or trash.
While you're talking,
I don't know if
I'm
it's
gonna look it up. I feel like it's optional, but
yeah, that's where you messed up, Brandon. You were trying to play against me playing Levia. Yeah,
no, I didn't care about you. I knew you were gonna peg it your own way out of that.
You're a damn fool. Who else was bringing Levia?
Well, I overheard last week Mel was talking about Luga again, and I was like, oh, okay, if they're bringing Luga, I mean, Crimson Blaze is pretty good.
You just said Levia. You fool.
Well, I also mentioned Luga.
Emperor is optional.
It is optional? Okay. That's 1 card that plays things through effects. I have 2 on deletions that play things, 3 on deletion that play things through effects are also optional, but it just means I can't play optimally. Whereas if I have a Gatsumon on the board, like, I don't care. I'll just do my things.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, so I had these in the deck, and it's like, hindsight, 2020, I would have put better removal in it than Crimson Blaze.
What card are you talking about? I need to know what option you're referring to.
The red option?
That's not Gaia Force.
I think it's Magma Bomb. It's a 6 cost. If you have a red tamer, reduce the cost by 1, making it 5, and then it blows up with the lowest DP. It's easy to play around.
That's not... You need to be able to out Venus confirmed, and that's why I said Gaia Force. I think that's your only option.
That's what I would play, is Gaia Force.
Yeah.
Its security effect is also just the same main effect, so...
Yeah. Or, hear me out, you could play Baptism by Fire.
Where's that one at?
It's the meme card from EX1.
From EX1? Jesus.
Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6,000 DP or less and blocker.
And blocker.
Card's goated.
So good, dude.
You could run Mega Flame. No, because that would require me having my level 6 on the board. That's not that great.
Yeah. I think your only option is Gaia Force. Because you're only playing it because you need to be out. You need to be able to out Fanglongmon and Venusmon.
Yeah.
And Trident Gaia is not always going to confirm kill Venusmon. You need to be able to kill her. Because if I see Trident Gaia, I'm going to make sure my Venusmon is not the biggest thing.
Yeah.
If I can. Some of them aren't going to be able to play around it, but I still wouldn't take the chance. Because if he's playing Ruin mode, I would just Evo into Ruin mode next to it and just never swing with the Ruin mode to play around Trident Gaia.
I guess I theoretically could play Fire Drake Strike. Because that is the red hybrid option, where if you have a Digimon with hybrid in its traits, I can delete one of my opponent's DP less than or equal to that chosen Digimon, but that requires me having something on the board.
Yeah, which is not that awesome, in my experience playing Hades Force. If you're losing, Hades Force does nothing.
Yeah, but it is only 4 costs, so that's kind of okay.
I mean, that is cool, but...
Because, I mean, I could just warp up into my Emperor. He's going to be massive because of inheritables, and then just activate it and pop it, and then gain 3 back because of Ace Overflow.
You're assuming he has an Ace underneath it.
Literally both times. Yeah, he did.
I mean, yeah, but
no, one of them was a Churimon. But...
Yeah, like, it's not a guarantee that there's going to be an Ace underneath it.
You're right, Brandon. That's much easier than just going here, Gaia Force.
Yeah, totally.
And
Gaia
if he has
Force
an
is more
Ace, it's a
utility.
5 cost.
Yeah. It's more utility. Yeah, so...
Yeah.
Felt bad. I just got hard-bodied by Venusmon.
Yeah.
I ended up in second instead of first.
Deck building error.
Yeah. The meme card I was talking about, I ran just 1 copy of Marsmon, just because I have 4 Altarts. I've never used them.
He's a pretty card.
Yeah, he's pretty. He has some synergy with the deck, but it quite literally never came up, and I never used it. So.
Also, if Ben is aware that you have a Digimon with Raid, he will swing with Venusmon to play
Everything,
around it.
yeah. I think the one time I actually really needed it, like I genuinely needed Marsmon, it was the first card in Security against Ben. Because I could have, because I think the first turn he went into Venus, he might have left it unsuspended. And I had the memory setting Takuya, so what I could have done is I could have went level 4, level 5 into Mars and then outed it just right there. Yeah, no, felt bad. Couldn't do it. Because he has Blitz too, so it doesn't matter if I pass turn with it.
Would he have security check?
Nope. That specific stack would not have any extra security check.
Was it the turn he evoed into Venus?
No, it was the second.
Okay.
So because I couldn't out it with Emperor, because Emperor...
Don't get Blitz.
Yeah. Emperor just straight up has security check +1, so I can never touch it.
Yeah, all your effects are inert.
See, now I know. Right, that next week he's going to come back with Bunny Alliance, and I'd be like, oh, hey, yeah, I took Crimson Blaze out, and then it's going to be like, haha, now you need the Crimson Blaze.
Based on what he said to me, I think he's shelved bunnies for the format and just going to wait until 16.
16, when he gets more stuff.
Yeah, when he gets the Rapid X and stuff.
I was going to play Lugo this week, but I wasn't comfortable with how I had the deck set up. There were a couple cards I wanted to put in it that I just really didn't feel like digging through my bulk to find. So I just didn't play it.
Fair.
So maybe next week I'll bring Melga back. Make all you Melga haters happy.
Please don't.
I will. I'll do it.
All right. So how are we gonna call this topic, or what are we gonna call it?
Will Bandai ruin 2.0, 2.5? Okay. Probably.
I think the boxes are already overinflated. They're all because they're literally combining those sets, which again is gonna make they're gonna make the super counts off, and they're adding in English specific cards,
Exclusive.
which could literally be anything. They could just be like, hey,
there's LM2.
You guys really like. Yeah, you guys really like Gamamon and Durbitmon and Jelly, right?
Here's more support for this
Here's
deck.
more. So, not only, like, the English exclusive cards could be really cool and neat, like, hey, free stuff. But it could also be just some of the worst cards we've ever seen before, like LM.
Yeah, so for the viewers that have not been playing the game long enough to have opened 1.0 and 1.5 sets, those sets were what we're going to have in 2.0 and 2.5 unless they do something different, where it was a combination of 1.5 sets each, and they were so big that like it was very hard to pull the cards you wanted to pull if you were looking for like a super or something like that because the card pool was so big.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I seem to remember that 1.0 and 1.5 actually had higher pull rates. I think you
They had
ended up
lower.
with like 9 hits
They had
instead of
lower.
7 or 8.
They increased the pull rate after those sets.
Yeah, they increased it.
Yeah, it actually went up.
Ugh.
So I'm hoping that they have learned from.
They haven't.
Ideally, they have gotten feedback about 1.0, 1.5. I said hoping. I said the word hope.
Cope. You said cope.
I'm hoping they do something about the pull rate for supers and secrets and stuff, since it is going to be a larger set, and maybe lower the common and uncommon pull rate and increase everything else, including rares, because rares were also a struggle to pull out of 1.0 and 1.5. So like they could do it to where it's actually like a good set and you feel good about buying a box. But if they do it exactly like 1.0, 1.5, it is going to be rough. Yes.
I'll also say this. They need to tell us what's going to be in there, because if I remember 1.0 and 1.5 correctly, they picked and choose which cores they had in each thing. You know, they were actually smart. They're like, hey, let's not like completely separate the cores of like some of these decks. Let's actually like make sure they have them. But they need to let people know what they're picking to put into these two sets, so they know what to invest in.
Yeah.
Because if there's like a certain deck that you want to build and it's not coming out until, you know, the 2.5 one, it's just like, okay, like let us do that. They need to let us.
Yeah. The set that'll
They
matter.
need to let us know what those English cards are too.
Yeah. Because the set that's going to matter is 19. Because you get all of 18 in 2.0, and then you're only getting half of 19.
Yeah.
That half of 19 they need to be very clear with. Like, they need to be very open, like, hey, this is the half of 19 you're getting.
Well, is that even true? Did we not get some
They hard set it.
Oh, they did? Because
yeah, they hard set it in the announcement that you're getting half of 19, and then 2.5 is the other half of 19 and all of 20.
Okay,
it's
just
not
making
going to be
sure,
a mix of all three.
Okay, well, that'll be a little bit better, because I'm pretty sure we had BT3 cards in 1.0, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
It was just like,
I mean, it wasn't any good yellow cards, I can tell you that.
Nope. No good yellow cards came until 1.5, which is hilarious because I'm pretty sure, wasn't Shine on the 1.0 like box art? But not in the set. Yeah.
He's not in the set. Yep. Oh, that was so dumb.
Yeah. I won't be surprised if it's just a repeat of 1.0, 1.5, and it's just like impossible to get your cards, and all the cards are going to be expensive because, like, I remember if you were looking for a rare out of 1.0, 1.5, there wasn't even a guarantee you'd pull it out of a single box.
The thing is, though, the rares, some of the the rares in some of those sets were like some of the like the most goated rares that we still use today.
Yeah, and they were like $10 plus because if you bought a box, there wasn't even guaranteed to see that card.
Yep.
Like Ty Camilla was from that. Davis, Mimi, like all those really goated cards, Vmon, that were some are still used today. Yeah.
Like all the memory setters, all like the OG memory setters. I think those were all the good ones were in 1.0, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And then like
a lot of the good ones.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Davis was in 1.5 along with Vmon. And like some of the option cards I think were kind of expensive. Like I think Trump Sword might have been 5 to 10ish. That was a rare.
What do we know what how long it's gonna be? They showed us on like the little map. How many months in between are we getting between these? Because with 1.0 and 1.5, it was
like half a year.
It was like half a year.
It seems like it's going to be pretty quick if I remember correctly. I guess I'll need to.
Yeah,
I think we're getting. Or not 1.5. I think we're getting 2.0 somewhere around. It's probably going to be September. I'm just spitballing, like guessing from when we're getting 17. And then
there is no spitballing. There's literally a roadmap that shows us. I just can't remember exactly what it is.
Yeah, I can't either, which is why I'm spitballing. And I'm pretty sure 2.5 is going to be like November, December. That way we're caught up at the beginning of 2025.
Hold on. I'm Googling this.
Yeah, let's make sure we don't just talk out of our butts and we actually have some factuals.
I remember the roadmap. I just can't remember what exactly was on there. Because there's like, I think 1 or 2 sets that are like super close together.
EX6 comes out like a month after BT16 for us.
Okay.
Which is really disappointing because that means the Demon Lord deck is only going to be good for a very short time until you get Paladin moded all over the place.
Yeah, before you get Paladined.
Do you think they would have it on their official website? I question if they would. Because why would it be there, you know?
I'm pulling up the official... Okay, Special Booster version 2.0 will release in November 2024, which will contain cards that would normally be in BT18, BT19. 2.5 will have the rest of BT19 and BT20. All of these adjusted products in the schedule for April 2024 will have plans to release. Oh, okay. So they don't even tell us like a generalized area for 2.5. They mentioned it for 2.0.
I sent a video. Remember when I was sending you guys pictures of America, Japan, and China's top decks or whatever?
Found it.
Yeah, there was a picture of the roadmap, and it had all the sets and when they were releasing.
I'm about to... Right here. It says Special Booster English version 2.0 November 2024, 2.5 February 2025.
Okay.
I knew it went into 2025. I remember one of them being like super late. Like I was like, I don't think one of them releases until the next year.
With
it's like 3 months.
EX8 will be coming in January in between those. And then, because I'm looking at the roadmap right now, this is for English.
We don't even have EX7 yet. That's not even a thing. Okay.
EX7 will be September. So for our English setup, it's going to be May BT16, followed by June's EX6. August for BT17, followed by September with EX7 and the 2 new starter decks based on Liberators, which come with reprints of the training cards.
Oh yeah, the alternate trainings, yeah.
Then November will be followed up by 2.0, followed up by January's EX8, and then February's 2.5, and then April of 2025 will be when Japan and us get the same set dropping at the same time.
That'll be sick.
And Japan's is a little more, I want to say spread.
I mean, they're a few sets ahead of us, so like...
Yeah, theirs looks a lot more spread out, because for them, it's April... They're getting the 2 starter decks. May, they're getting EX7. June, they're getting BT18. And then there's like a 3-month gap for BT19 in September. A 1.5-month gap, or just basically kind of like 2. It depends on what time of the month. For EX8 is going to be November. And then another gap, January BT20. And then another gap for them to go to April for the combined set release.
So will it be BT21 in April?
It's either going to be a BT21 or an EX9.
Okay.
Now, I had a thought.
Okay.
And do you think it is possible that they will announce after our catch-up that they're going to do a soft reset with the blocks?
No.
And start 2.0, 2.5 as almost like a new starting off point with a reprint set that comes with like stuff like that?
No, I don't.
This is a chance for them to do set rotation.
I don't think they have said they'd have no intentions of doing a set rotation. They just set up the block sets in case it's needed.
But and what if that is now the in case? What if now is that in case?
It doesn't seem to be the case though. They've hit everything that's been problematic. It's not the case. Look at the formats. It's not the case.
Tell that to Patamon. Patamon to 1. Patamon banned.
I mean, you need to get Venusmon banned because you refuse to play cards out it, even though it just beats your deck.
I just wasn't expecting him to play Yellow Vaccine today. I really wasn't.
I just think it's
yesterday.
I just think they're doing it because it'll be easier to do distribution.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Why go back and reprint them? Why go back and reprint old stuff and then have to ship it out months later when, oh, hey, we just have to print it all at once and ship it out? It's just easier. It makes more sense.
I really hope we don't end up with another Dragonic Roar.
That's the
You guys
one.
remember that set.
That's one of the concerns I have is a mass, just super big translation error across the board. Yeah, where like the whole set effectively needs erratas, or they fall behind on the actual distribution and we get delays again, which we've actually gone like a couple years since the last delay, I think.
Unless you're in Europe.
Yeah, unless you're in Europe. Apparently, Europe just has distribution issues. Yeah.
Sorry, all you British.
But their delays haven't been like massive. Like it's only been like a few weeks here and there. But
God, tell them that in the comment section. They're always like, "Oh my God, this is the worst."
I mean, yeah, it does suck. I mean, I do remember our delays and being disappointed, but we had sets that were delayed like by a couple months.
Yeah, 1.0 to 1.5 was a struggle.
Yeah, I didn't have to deal with that. I came in at 1.5, but
God, it was like November all the way to March. It was so bad.
That's a pretty long format.
Yeah, especially to only play with one set. I mean, to be fair, it was like one of the biggest sets ever. It's like, God.
But it was basically a solved format. Like Blue Omni was like best deck.
Had to get real creative.
Mm-hmm.
People started bringing the most jank stuff ever. It was great.
Yeah.
It's also how Mega Zoo and Security Control got created.
I don't think that was a 1.5.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure those...
Mega Zoo came out 1.0.
Was that McDonald's deck not until 1.5?
Yeah, because like you didn't have enough good yellow cards.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yellow was the worst deck.
Oh, period. That's right, because they gave us that 5-cost option card that didn't have a security effects for yellow, so never mind, yeah.
Yeah. And
the whole combo was Slash.
Was Kintaros and Slash.
No, don't even say Kintaros, it was Slash.
You had Magna Angemon and Seraphi.
That was how bare bones your options were.
You had Magna Angemon and Seraphimon in 1.0.
Yeah, but that was like the whole, but that didn't deal with Omnimon. The only way for yellow to clear off, the only way for Omnimon for us to clear off Omnimon was to Digivolve into Slash, and then activate a 5-cost option to kill it. It was exactly 15,000 DP. That was the only way for yellow. Was the only way.
Or if they suspended it, you even a Slash and then swing over it.
Yeah.
No, because Slash is only 7,000, right?
He's 8.
I think it's 9.
8? Okay.
Oh, it's 8? Okay.
Okay, yeah. We all said 7, 8, 9. He's somewhere in there. Okay, so yeah, you're right. I guess if it was suspended, you could do that and then attack.
That's so funny how few options they have of outing Omnimon back then, besides like just Gaia Force.
You had to get creative.
Yeah, because they it back to their hand.
The blue option card, the 7 cost. Oh, let me bounce your Omni back to hand.
Yeah, do it to me again, please.
We don't have enough resources.
Yeah.
You're basically just praying they couldn't build up to it again.
I mean, back then, dude, you were at the mercy of your draws because there were no consistency fixers back then that did any kind of
or mulligans
legitimate searching. Besides, like some of the random stuff that Green did, like only look for this level specifically and nothing else.
God, that was so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember what Green was. It wasn't.
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
What did they even have?
They didn't.
In 1.0?
Hercules?
Yeah, not much.
Hercules? They had Bancho, if you ask Brandon.
It was 1.5.
Bancho was until 1.5.
Oh, then I guess they weren't a deck back then.
I mean, they had, literally almost nothing to do until 1.5.
Yeah, and even then, like, they actually got... Oh, yeah, Sarismon in 1.5, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tier 0 deck that introduced the ban list.
Purple also didn't have much to do. They had Piedmon, but if your Digimon was suspended, you were screwed.
You got Lilithmon in 1.0.
Yeah, but like...
Yeah, but you didn't have stuff to abuse it in 1.0.
Yeah, you couldn't abuse her in 1.0. Purple was a bad until like BT5.
I remember what Green had. Well, I say remember, I'm looking at it.
Ricky Rush?
It was Kabuterimon, right? It was
insect. That wasn't the best green deck.
I mean,
obviously.
I wouldn't use the word best. I would just say the least terrible.
The least terrible. You had 2 options for green, and one of those was Rusty. Because you got Taiga.
Oh, that's right. Rust. I ran them on with Taiga.
Nice.
Okay.
Yes. How do you want me to clear your
Good
board?
old bad Rusty.
I mean, that implies there's a good Rusty and there isn't, so.
I mean, there's no implication needed. Everybody just knows Rusty's bad.
Yeah.
I want to play Luga just so I can play Tyrannomon and not feel ashamed.
Yeah, play it next week. We'll
He doesn't trust himself. Practice.
We'll take you to the hyperbolic time chamber and we'll get some practice.
Yeah, practice
I'm playing
on the
purple
sim.
down.
Practice on the
Purple
sim.
down. So,
God,
anyways,
dude.
like we were saying, I think they're trying to catch us up because it hopefully is just easier for them to print stuff and distribute stuff, and it'll be easier for them to assess the format, and it won't ruin our formats like it did for Japan with Apocalypse. Like they can just answer it,
You
and
know what?
Both formats just get answered right away.
I bet you I know what the catalyst for this was.
Yeah, Apocalypse because it killed that set.
The fact that they had to hit Apocalypse before we got the set. That's exactly why they were like, we need to do releases at the same time because we are just costing ourselves money here.
Yeah, because they don't want to have two ban lists, so it's easier to have them coming out at the same time because two ban lists would be difficult.
Well, that and the fact that, like, because Japan is 3 sets ahead of us and they knew that Apocalypse was a massive problem, they knew they were going to have to hit it before we got the set, and they knew we were not going to buy that much of the set because of it.
Yeah, but what if a similar situation happens with BT18 through 20?
I mean, that's fine, but like their goal is to get us to where we're the same, so that doesn't happen again.
They have a goal now and it's set, so it's just like anything that happens in between them is just going to happen.
Happens.
Yeah, they're trying to not have that happen again, where they literally have to hit a secret rare out of a set before it even gets printed worldwide.
And I don't want to hear anything in the comments about people saying, "Oh, well, Konami's able to do it with Yu-Gi-Oh." Okay, yes, Yu-Gi-Oh's been around way longer
since the 90s
than Digimon has. Okay, and that means it's been going on for way longer. So yes, they're able to do
this
that.
version of the card game has been around longer than Digimon.
Yeah.
The actual franchises are about the same, actually.
Yeah, and
Digimon's gone through like 3 different card games.
I think it's like
Konami.
3 or 4, yeah.
Yeah, Konami is focused on 1 card game, while Bandai is focused on 60 card games. So
how many card games can we make?
To be fair,
I also want
I think if not for the fact that they do multiple card games, I don't think we ever would have had a Digimon card game. I think they probably could have just rode the coattails of Dragon Ball forever.
Most likely, yeah. They would have had to.
I'm happy that they do multiple. And I think it's a little selfish for me to sit here and say, okay, you could have stopped at Digimon. But, man, I really wish they would have stopped after Digimon. Now they're trying to cash grab on One Piece, and then Battle Spirits is its own thing.
Yeah.
I also wanted to say, I didn't even think about last week about our topic with the Worlds thing. About them having to rent stuff out, like rent out the place and pay their employees. I forgot Bandai is a super small business. They just don't have the resources to rent out a center and pay the employees there for the entire day. I completely forgot about
that. No time restriction.
Yeah, they don't have the money to spend to make sure that Worlds is not timed. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, right.
They're on a budget.
They don't have the money to separate their giant tournaments to where they're not on the same day, happening within a certain time frame, and making sure everything's wrapped up by a certain bar.
Yeah,
that's on us.
Yeah, that's on us.
I did agree with the guy who said they had to leave early to go work on the new World game that they were making. I was like, duh. That's coming out in the next 10 years, of course.
Yeah, the new Digimon story game. I guess you get a free pass.
Looking forward to not playing that.
But I didn't even think about that they were going to be on a time restriction because couldn't pay out for the building.
It was a good point, but at the same time, Bandai can afford to rent out a place for multiple days where they don't have to worry about time. So are we moving on to weekly reveals, or do we still have something to talk about?
Let's do it. Okay. I'm super excited about this week's reveals.
That's not how you spell weekly.
I saw the Omnimon alt art. It looks really cool.
It's does,
so beautiful.
Dude.
Did you see the one that was revealed today? It's the Tamer alt art. Well, I mean, we'll get to it.
I still think they could have gone harder on it. I still think back to... Is it BT6? Is that the Blitz Omni?
No, BT5.
BT5.
BT5 with the Blitz Omni. That card has one of the best alt arts. It's where it's like close up on the Garuru cannon. That card gets me. I love that art so much. Even the
Yeah.
other one where he's like stabbing Diaborum or Armageddon is really cool
fighting
too.
him, yeah.
I wish we'd get more full arts like that.
I did see a post that was showing all of this particular artist's rendition of Omnimon, and he does some of the best Omnimon alt arts. Like, he did Merciful Mode, he did Alter B. These are all the alt arts, of course. I'm going to go see if I can find the post so I can tell you exactly what they were. But dude, they are this one artist goes absolutely hard as nails with these Omnis.
I know you guys might not know who this is, but he's a pretty prominent artist for Marvel Snap. And maybe some of the guys in the comment section will know this if they play Marvel Snap. I really want Bandai to hire Dan Hip to do some alt arts.
Too bad he English.
Yeah, that is too bad, but Dan Hip has some of the coolest art in the game. It's so cool.
Okay, so that particular artist who has done this Altar Omni, he did a Omnimon for their old card game. I'm gonna see if you guys can see that.
I think have we already done some of these ones?
Yeah, but some of them are just high res.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
Did we get to the Agu and Gabus?
Yeah.
yes, we talked about it.
Okay.
We should be on the Doru.
Yeah, the Dorumon. Yeah, you're right here, Sean. It's perfect.
Okay.
Did we already go over those two EOS?
What time did they
Yeah.
get leaked? Yeah,
And
this came out.
we were
that
talking about how
morning.
bad
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, how bad they were. Somebody in the comments still said something about it.
Well,
Yeah, so the artist who did the Omni alt art also did Alter B's alt art, Alter S's alt art, Merciful Mode's alt art, Zwart's normal art, and then that alt art,
Mm.
the one that just got revealed. Which are probably some
You
of the
could argue-
best Omnimons.
You could argue the Zwart regular art is better than alt art too. I could see that.
I always
The way he's
preferred
just sitting
this.
there.
I preferred the Zwart regular art over the other ones. I would have wished they had made that into the alt art, where it had like
Yeah.
more colors and stuff. But I always liked that pose.
The
way
Merciful
better.
Mode alt art, ooh, that goes hard.
It does, especially compared to the regular art, dude. Regular art Merciful Mode is ugly.
Yeah, it's kind of.
All right, let's do this so me and Sean can go eat.
Yeah, real talk. All right, so Dorumon, he was on top of Dory for 0 or black or purple for 1. When attacking, if how do you want to say this, Weeb?
I'm still scrolling.
I can't even see all
Okay.
those letters.
If Kosuke is in this Digimon Digivolution cards and your opponent has a level 6 or higher Digimon, this Digimon may
Kasuki?
digivolve into Doru Goromon in the hand for a Digivolution cost of 4. Ignoring its Digivolution requirements, inheritable is Reboot.
Okay, so Caleb was really excited about this card, and the way he was explaining it to me, I thought it was a lot better than this. But like, your opponent's already got a level 6 established, and you're only jumping up to your level 5 for 4 memory.
I think this is the Mega. I'm pretty sure
is it
I think Doru Goromon's the Mega.
Oh, Doru. Okay. So maybe that's not too bad because I think I've seen that card, and I know that card's really good if I remember correctly. The level 6.
Yeah.
Because I think they were giving us a sneak peek at that Digimon Con thing,
Mhm.
and that card came up. I remember that effect being like, "Hey, that's actually pretty good."
And
So,
Reboot is
okay, maybe this-
pretty good.
Yeah, so maybe this isn't as bad as I thought it was because it's going to level 6, not level 5. Okay,
It's still
I like that.
Yeah, it's still not crazy because it does require your opponent to play into it, but I mean, it's not
Right,
a
yeah,
bad
yeah.
card.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of like the Agumon and the Gabumon that kind of do similar things, but that's printed on the level 6, which I think is better.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree with Brand. I also don't think Reboot as just like an inheritable isn't that bad. So I wouldn't feel bad or mad digivolving into this and just building on top of it.
Yeah, you could still just play this in alpha and be happy with it.
Yeah, another thing you
Dude,
can do
it
is
still
hard play it
has-
and then just warp.
Okay, good.
It has SOC
thought
in
ma-
the traits.
Yeah, I
as
was
well
gonna
as
say
X antibody.
SOC and its traits. Yeah, they're starting to just add more traits onto these Digimon too. Some are like getting like 3
Mhm.
Yeah,
plus.
Beast, X antibody, SOC.
Yep.
hmm
Then we have Dex Dorugoromon. It's interesting.
That art
there's-
does go hard.
Yeah, the art, it looks really
Okay.
nice. I'm wondering why this is written on here, but
This is the one I remember seeing. I think.
so this is the Dex version of it, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, the problem is the Doru can't go into this guy because it doesn't say Dex Doru in name. It's just Dex Doru.
Yeah.
So this Evo's on top of Dorugoromon for 2, or level 5s of purple and black for 5 memory. Trash. All turns. When one of your Dorugoromons would be deleted, by digivolving that Digimon into this card in the trash without paying the cost, prevent that deletion.
Ooh.
And then when digivolving, digivolve 3, one of your opponent's Digimon. Then if Dorugoromon is in this Digimon Digivolution cards, or if digivolving from the trash, delete all of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level.
Jesus.
All turns once per turn. When another Digimon is deleted, you may unsuspend this Digimon.
Yeah. He can. Yeah, he's a potential board wipe, and it's purple, so you're gonna be manipulating your trash. So there's definitely ways to set this up.
Yeah, I mean, you can just play this in regular alpha, and you could easily set this up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It could be like, oh, you set up something that's kind of impossible for me to out. Yeah, Digivolve 3. Sorry, bro.
Yeah, like you could just literally replace the Alphamons in the deck, and probably the Oryumons and Oryukins, and just play Darugas and Dex Darugas, and like you could just play it how it normally would be played.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems pretty nasty.
Yeah, really like that.
Then we have possibilities of the future. This art.
I also saw this. You can get this as a card if you buy those Digivices.
Yeah, I'm not buying those Digivices as cards.
I
No.
Yeah,
might.
they're like $75 to $100.
Yeah, it's not worth it. This card is not that
I-
good.
I am a
Yeah.
simp for like collectibles like that. I didn't get the detector, and I kind of feel bad about it. So I might get the OG Digivice.
Okay. While you have a tamer, you may ignore this card's color requirements. Main, choose one tamer. You may play one Digimon card with the same color as that tamer, with a play cost of 3 or less from your hand or trash without paying the cost. And security is you may play one tamer card from your hand without paying the cost, then add this card to the hand.
I know
not
you
too
said
cross
this
option.
wasn't very. I know you.
It's
This
not
is
worth
just an option?
$75. Yeah, it's an option. It's not worth $75 to me. Like it's
Yeah.
an okay card.
Especially for like what? Do you only
It's-
get one?
It's
like, I think
you know
it's
what
one.
it's. You know what's actually really good in. Purple.
Purple.
'Cause it doesn't say their on play effects don't trigger.
Yeah, you could play it in red hybrid and stuff like that too.
Yeah, red hybrid too.
Like,
Yeah.
I think any hybrid deck, specifically the red hybrid, probably
Yeah.
would be
Okay.
decent.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think it's like, oh, everyone needs this card. No, not at all.
Yeah, and we'll
Which
obviously get this
I'm
printed at some point. Like,
They'll probably
Yeah,
sell
I'm
a
okay if
different
I'm okay if they do things like that. Where it's like, oh, one of the only ways to get this card is if you do this, and it's not like very good. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's like
That would be
8K.
really scummy. Yeah, it'd
I
be
could
really
see
scummy if
them-
it was like
I can
you
see them
have to
doing
have
the
4
same.
copies of this.
Yeah, I can see them doing the same thing with the I think it was the DigiFest option, where it gets reprinted
Yeah.
a little later in just a Tamer party pack.
Yeah, because I remember reading the Digifest card and being like, "Man, I'm glad that card is actually unplayable." Or I'd be a little annoyed
Yeah.
that you could only get this at the Digifest.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
plus not to mention, I don't think until it has a worldwide release outside of a Digivice, it's going to be a playable card anyway.
Yeah, an official tournament, so
Yeah.
you're not gonna be able to play it until.
Honestly, as somebody who might actually be picking up one of the Digivices, a nice little thing just for collection. It's a nice art.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
put it in your red hybrid deck.
I mean, legally, probably not.
I mean, it's locals, dude. Who cares?
This is the boss monster for Doru. I remember this.
The
You mean-
dude?
This old dude.
Yeah. Yeah, this
He's a
old dude.
boss
He's
monster.
or no, he's the tamer for the Dex Doru deck. He's like,
All right.
I don't know. It's
Okay.
something to do with the story that they're going with.
So his name is Tomonori Ryu Senji.
That's actually really good. Good job.
Thank you. He has Abaddon Electronics in his traits.
Yep.
Your turn when an
He
effect.
sounds like a dick already.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Just look at his photo. It just screams like I'm a corporate guy.
You said he sounds like it, though.
I don't give my employees holidays.
Anyway, your turn. When an effect places tamer cards as one of your Digimon evolution cards, by suspending this tamer, gain 1 memory. End of opponent's turn. Once per turn, if this tamer is suspended, one of your Digimon with a tamer card in its evolution cards may digivolve into a Digimon card with Dex or Death X in its name from the trash without paying the cost. Security play this card without paying the cost. This lets you Evo into Death X for free.
Yeah, like I said, this is supposed to be like you heard me when I said this is supposed to be the boss mon. This is the boss right here.
Yeah, don't let this guy suspend or your opponent's gonna Death X you at the end of your turn.
Yeah, so that's great.
So they basically mind link, and then you get to. Oh my god!
What is nice though? So obviously they're gonna get the Death X effect or the Dex Darugumon effect or whatever. But they'll get the Evo / on play effect of Death X, but they won't get the end of opponent's turn effect because it won't have seen the beginning of the end of the turn. So they don't get both, thankfully, but still, like going into Death X for free at the end of your opponent's turn is kind of nasty.
What if you say that, and then when this comes out in the Q&A, they rule it the opposite, where it's, no, it sees it.
They literally won't be able to without having to change rulings on every other card that works like that.
Yeah.
True. Okay. That would just this card. Just this card. This is the only one that does.
Yeah, just this one specifically.
Okay, Bandai.
This one's special.
Yeah, thank bejesus we got some blue cards that are like, you can't suspend.
Yeah.
I saw this too. They actually had it in person, and this thing looked pretty sick.
This thing is beautiful.
It's another 2-star alt art,
which is odd. So far we don't know the 1-star alt art, but we have two 2-star alt arts for it. No,
yeah, they're both 2-star.
Yeah, we've just seen double 2-star alt art in the regular art of this card, which I mean, this one's beautiful. I think I like this one better than the other one.
Yeah, everybody was complaining that they were like, oh, of course they chose the wrong movie for the alt art. And I'm sitting here like, it's going to be the other alt art where it's the OG movie, right? Like,
yeah.
And there it is.
Beautiful Greymon. Can't wait to play it in Greymon Tribal.
I wish he was stabbing the Parentmon in the face.
Maybe that'll be the 3-star. And then
these are the training cards.
Yeah, so these are from one of the sets or one of the decks.
And then the other set is from the other one.
Yeah, and the other set, which has completely different alt arts, is from the other deck.
They're all based on
I love these.
Cards.
I love these. We need more full art like these.
Yeah, I'm hoping they're textured. Trying to decide my favorite between the two.
I like the first set more than I like the second set, I think.
I think so too. I think I like this one better.
The purple one is honestly just hilarious.
She's teaching
I like the blue one.
School.
Yeah, this one.
I really like. Nice. I like the blue one and the green one.
Yeah. I wish there was. I guess this is Liberators centric or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I think you can tell which set comes with which deck because of who's primarily on the card. Like this one's going to come with the deck
the female.
with the shoe. Yeah.
And this one's
going to come with the bird.
Yep. That is definitely obvious. I'm glad they're reprinting these. Thank you, Bandai. A lot of the played training cards are already spiking for us. Like, I think green trainings are like $20 now.
What?
It's like something crazy. Like,
that is crazy.
Let me look. They had like started to get bought out the last time I looked, and I was like, but why though?
Why? Yeah, why green?
Green? No. Dang it. What's agility training? That's right.
Yeah, agility.
Okay, they've settled a little bit, but they're like $11 a piece and up. Yeah, I have no idea why the green ones. Maybe because of bunnies, but even then, like, why?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the most expensive training card. It's like that one, and then purple's $7 or $8.
See, purple makes sense. Okay, I can get that, but the green one is just random for me. I could imagine it spiking around the starter deck releasing, though. That makes sense.
Yeah, it does, but at the same time, just like, I mean, I guess because because they came out in BT14, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, there's not a lot of them being introduced into the market, so I guess that makes sense for them. Just there's a finite amount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
To be fair, at least they were smart enough to give you a whole set of them per box. That was nice.
it was instead of them being like one per box topper.
Yeah.
Dex Darugamon. Evo's on top of Darugamon for 0, so that is
The level 5.
no, it's this guy. This is
Oh, yeah, because
Dex
it's champion. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Okay. Trash, all turns. When one of your Dorugumon would be deleted by digivolving that Digimon into this card in the trash without paying the cost, prevent that deletion. When digivolving, trash one card in your hand, then draw one if Dorugumon is in this Digimon's dissolution cards, or if digivolving from the trash, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 4 or less instead. Inheritable is reboot.
This would have really helped Caleb last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not wrong.
Imagine. Then we have a
They're
Dex.
just giving everything these blanket effects just to protect.
Dex Doryu Greymon. Ego's on top of Doryu Grey for 1. Trash all turns. One of your Doryu Greymon would be deleted by digivolving that Digimon into this card from the trash without paying the cost. Prevent that deletion. When digivolving, trash one card in your hand, then draw one if Doryu Greymon is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, or if evoing from the trash, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 6 or less instead. Inheritable, end of attack once per turn. You may choose one of your Digimon, delete the chosen Digimon, and one of your opponent's Digimon with a level equal to or lower than your chosen Digimon.
Oh, okay, so that's kind of broken because you can just attempt to delete yourself,
And then
trigger off your level 6 in the trash,
And
even
then-
into your level 6 prevent a deletion, and you get a pop a level 6 for free.
And then you unsuspend from
then you
the
unsuspend.
Dex effect. That
Love
seems
that.
pretty silly.
We're
That is
seeing
a
it come
silly
together.
delete.
Yeah.
Of
All
course,
right.
it's OP because it's part purple, right, Chris?
That's right.
Part purple.
All right, Brandon's going to lose his mind.
Already have.
Flamemon. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Hybrid or Tin Warriors trait and 1 Tamer card with an inherit effect among them to the hand. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. Inherited on deletion, you may play 1 Tamer card with an inherited effect from your hand without paying the cost.
So it's like they took BT4 Flamemon and BT7 Flamemon and said, here's the best searching effect from BT4, and then here's the best inheritable from BT7.
Mm-hmm.
Now just, there you go.
Yep.
There's your optimal searcher for this deck.
And it evils on top of purple for some reason as well as red.
Yeah, weird. I'll
Yeah.
take it. Whatever.
So you could play this in purple hybrid if
You could.
you were so inclined. I don't know why you would, but you could.
I mean, it's just
That
generic good
doesn't.
searcher.
It doesn't make sense lore-wise because that's the only thing I could think of. Because if this was Koji's, for example, it would make sense because his brother is the purple one.
Yeah.
But Flamemon
Even
doing it
in-
doesn't make any sense.
Well, you have to remember the rest of the line for the ancient line that we're getting is half purple.
Yeah, it's purple red for some reason or red
Oh,
purple.
yeah, that's
but
right. That's right.
Is that just because it has on deletions? Like I don't understand like the reason why it's half purple.
I don't know.
Because they want to make it the
Excellent
best
point.
deck,
Fair.
and if they add purple to it,
I mean that's the secret.
That's how you do it, yeah.
Strabimon. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add a card with Hybrid or Tin Warriors and 1 Tamer card with Inherit effect. Then the rest on the bottom of the deck. Inheritable when attacking. Once per turn, you may play 1 Tamer card with an inherited effect from your hand with a play cost reduced by 2.
So obviously the search is just as good as Flamemon, but I do think the inheritable is just slightly worse, and I only say slightly. The ability to play a Tamer for essentially free, sometimes 1 memory, if it's one of the memory setters 2, is still good, especially since it doesn't require stack dying.
It is nice, and obviously, like you're not getting benefits of on deletions like Red Hybrid, so it makes sense they wouldn't make it an on deletion. It lets you play Tommy for 1 memory. Lets you play Koji for 1. Lets you play the new
Zoe from 1 because the rest of your cards can, even on top of yellow Tamers.
True. Lets you play Zoe for 1 memory if you were so inclined. Eva's on top of yellow or blue for 0. I think I'm probably going to end up playing yellow hybrid with the support, but we'll see.
Yeah. Overall, still a good card.
Yeah, good searcher.
Anything that helps play Tamers for free or less is always gonna be okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, especially in the hybrid deck.
it just sucks because like one of the strengths of yellow hybrid was the fact that you had so many good yellow tamers to choose from. But if you're trying to play more with inherited effects to like benefit off of these,
You're playing slightly worse tamers.
yeah, you're playing significantly worse tamers, and also there's only like a couple. There's like Zoe and like
The blue ones.
the blue ones, yeah, and that's it.
Yeah. High res Flame Dramon.
Yeah, high res Flame Dramon looks cool.
Yeah. Squaring off against Shade Dramon, which is pretty cool.
Nice. Then we have why'd they print
More
this?
cream juice for Brandon.
Aldemon, red and purple. Hand your turn by placing one Agunimon and one Burning Greymon from your trash under one of your Takuya Kambara. Digivolve it into this card as if that card is a red level 4 Digimon for a Digivolution cost of 3. When Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6,000 DP or less. Inheritable, your turn. While this Digimon has the Hybrid or Tin Warriors traits, it doesn't activate security effects on option cards it checks. Thanks, Bandai.
So this is very scary, of course, because now Red Hybrid has option to have 8 level 5s in their deck that do not check option cards.
Mm-hmm.
So this basically it's like the exact same thing they did with the Flamemon.
Yeah.
They took the best part of BT7 and the best part of BT12 and just said, here you go. Here's a new card.
Yeah.
Which,
they were
to
like,
be fair, I
the
think
BT12 is unplayable? Our bad.
Yeah. Let's make a playable version of BT12.
Yep.
Which I think the evoing effect natively is still a little weaker. I like the idea of evoing and then evoing, but at the same time, like, it's still a good effect.
Yeah, I feel like this
I'm
is
not
like a
complaining.
2 of, probably. It's like a 4-2 ratio.
That's what I was thinking.
Because, like, this is only good, like, mid-game.
Yeah. Which, I mean, you can set up your trash pretty quickly because you can, like, the play would be BT7 followed by BT12 Aguni. Promote, swing, the Aguni dies. You get to play Takuya for free, play the BT12 Flamemon, ditch a burning, draw 2, and then your trash is now set up.
Yeah.
But that's uber optimal.
Yeah. So, yeah, congratulations, Brandon. Beowulfmon, blue and yellow. Hand main by placing one Lobomon and one Kendogurumon from your trash under one of your Koji Minamoto. Digivolve it into this card as if that card is a blue level 4 Digimon for a Digivolution cost of 3. When Digivolving, by returning one card with the hybrid trait from this Digimon's Digivolution cards to the hand, one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers can't suspend until the end of their turn. Inheritable, when attacking once per turn, if this Digimon has the hybrid or Tin Warriors trait, return one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon to the hand.
But
this card
the card was fine up until the inheritable.
No, here's the problem with the card. The problem with the card is your Kojis aren't your best Tamers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're hard evoing this dude into level 4 for 4, because you're almost probably never using that warp effect, because it has to be on top of a Koji. And right now you only have 2 Koji, and both the Kojis are okay.
I'm curious if this is a mistranslation, because this is also from trash, but the original Koji warp effect was from hand, which made a lot more sense since you can't set up your trash in this deck.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if maybe there was a mistranslation here and should be from hand. Because this card is kind of cheeks if it's from trash. Because, like, you cannot set this up by yourself.
Yeah,
like
right.
This is, like,
Exactly.
only good late game.
I mean, the Wind Digivolving of, like, making stunning a card is good. That's probably the best part of the card.
But if you're not
For
using the
my
warp
low-
effect, this guy costs 4 memory.
4.
Yeah, for my level 5, yeah, I get a stun a card. Ooh, okay. Your card literally prevents options from being checked and so much more.
Yes.
Yeah, so much more. Red Hybrid clearly eaten. Blue Hybrid / I guess kind of yellow hybrid.
I mean,
Not eaten so much.
Yeah, you don't even. I would just play a Jet Sylphie and hope to recycle it with the Ancient Garu.
Yeah.
Okay. Ideally, that's a mistranslation because that card is actual cheeks if it's from trash.
I mean, we thought Paladin mode was way worse than it was, and then like a week later, they were like, "Oh, here's the real effect," and we were like, "Oh, panic!
Yeah, true.
This is actually goated."
Yeah, that card's actually broken.
Oh,
like-
you guys panicked?
Well, purple players panicked.
I was sad because I knew that card comes out right after EX6 7 Great Demon Lords deck. So I'm like, cool, I'm going to have like a month to play that deck. Thanks, Bandai.
Thanks.
So even if this is from hand, like if it's actually should be from hand, this card still isn't good, but it's at least like borderline playable if it's from hand.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, higher quality Digimon.
Very nice.
Such a cute little fatty.
He's got that
Chunky.
dummy thickness.
Yeah.
That's how I'm trying to be after we eat.
Yeah, he's a chunk. Then we have Antilomon. Digivolves on top of Terurimon or Wendigo for 3 Alliance. When Digivolving, you may play 1 green or yellow level 3 Digimon card from your trash without paying the cost. Inheritable end of attack once per turn. By deleting one of your other suspended Digimon, you may play 1 level 3 Digimon card with the Beast trait from your trash without paying the cost.
Oh, that's pretty good Alliance support.
That means you could double swing with Alliance.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think one of your Cherubies unsuspends. Or I guess you could Evo into Mega Gargo or whatever, but yeah. You could like...
My only issue is it forces... Not forces, but you'd have to play Terrari or Wendigo. You can't play the Rapids.
You could. The Rapids are half green, so this guy Evos on top of...
Yeah, you're still... Yeah, but you're Evoing for 4. It's not as feels good.
Yeah, it's not. Although I've been told that they're basically 2 different decks once we get to a certain point of support.
One will be the
I was
Cherubi.
going to say that. Yeah, that's what I was going to say too. It definitely seemed like one is more focused on Terriermon's line with the Rapids, and the other one is focused on Lopmon's line with the Wendigo and the Antilomon.
Yeah.
Which is why I think it makes so much sense that they gave us some of those cards in the starter deck, because you could literally build the deck one of 2 ways.
Yeah. Nice. Liked it.
Then higher quality Dog Water X Antibody.
Okay.
It's a cool art.
I mean, he's literally sitting on a pile of trash.
Cool.
Yeah.
What? That is not trash.
He's clearly sitting on a dumpster. Like, come on.
What is that?
I mean, it's definitely not the bodies of fallen warriors. It's definitely just garbage.
Yeah, that is all the people he has murdered, Sean.
Are you sure it's not just heavy Leos that are just dead?
He's just sitting on top of their corpses because of fortitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, fortitude trash.
All right. Bulkmon. Eve's on top of Pulsemon for 2 memory. When Digivolving, if you have 3 or more security cards, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3,000 DP for the turn. If you have 3 or fewer security cards, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. All turns once per turn when a card is trashed from your security stack. If Leon Alexander is in this Digimon's evolution cards, recover +1. Inheritable all turns while this Digimon has Pulsemon and its text, it gets 1,000 DP.
I think I need to look at the entire deck to tell if this card is even okay.
This is incredibly mid.
But it's bad. They added green onto it.
Yeah, you're right.
How to make yellow work? Well, that's not true because Rapids are half green,
Rapids,
half yellow. But yeah, that's the exception, not the rule.
Yeah. Okay.
Boutmon. Eos on top of level 4 with Pulsemon and its text for 3 memory. All turns, once per turn, when this Digimon would leave the battle area by an opponent's effect by trashing the top card of your security stack, prevent it from leaving. All turns, once per turn, when an effect trashes cards from your security stack, this Digimon with Leon Alexander in its sources may Evo into Digimon core with Pulsemon in its text in the hand without paying the cost. Inheritable end of attack once per turn. If this Digimon has Pulsemon in its text by trashing the top card of your security stack, unsuspend this Digimon.
That's a lot better.
That is a lot better. I also don't like some of the restrictions they're putting on with this Leon.
Well, didn't we already read Leon? Isn't he actually like a pretty good tamer?
Yeah, but it's just like, what if you just don't? What if you just happen to not see it? You know, there will be games like that. You have the same problem
with like games like Luga.
That is true. You literally just lose if you don't see AG.
Yeah, you just lose.
Yeah.
But now you have 8 AG, so who cares?
Yeah, well, we're getting there, right?
We'll get to the AG when we get to it.
Yeah. So yeah, this card seems...
I like that one.
Yeah, this card seems good. The art's pretty interesting.
Way better than this.
The bulk ones,
we get the level 6 next.
Yeah. Higher quality Mega Kabu Terriermon, the shiny Mega Kabu.
No, the comment section explained that. That's the original one, and then they made it red.
I know. But I was also
Wait, not to read your comments.
I did read that comment. I'm saying we also called this a shiny because it's a different color palette.
No. You see, comment section, back me up here. Sean doesn't care about y'all.
That's obviously not
Yeah.
true.
So here's the level 6.
Kazuchimon evo's on top of level 5 with Pulsemon and its text for 3 memory. When Digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Then if Leon Alexander is in this Digimon sources, all of your opponent's Digimon gain security attack -1 until the end of their turn. End of your turn, once per turn, if you have 3 or more security cards, one of your opponent's Digimon gets -6,000 DP for the turn. If you have 3 or fewer security cards, recover +1. Then one of your Digimon may attack an opponent's Digimon. Inheritable, all turns once per turn when a card is removed from your security stack. If this Digimon has Fenrilugamon in its name, one of your opponent's Digimon gets -8,000 DP for the turn. You'll see why it says that soon.
Yeah, I'm not saying there might
What
be a
is
DNA.
this deck?
I'm not saying there
What
might be a
is
DNA,
this?
but
We'll just keep going. You'll find out soon why it says that, and it's not fun. Terriermon. Your turn, once per turn, when an effect plays one of your Terriermon, Lopmon, or Green Tamers, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Inheritable, all turns while a Digimon is suspended, it gets 1,000 DP. So
I don't think it's good enough to replace any of the ones we already have.
yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Might.
If you go full Terrier Tribal, you could cut just a Lopmons that you might still be playing for this one.
Yeah, but how would you give them Alliance?
You just wouldn't at that
They
point.
just
You
have
would
it.
just not
Yeah.
play Alliance.
Yeah, you just don't. Okay.
Just have it, man. Just put a little sticker on your card that says Alliance.
Get one of those
Alliance.
little like markers and just stick it on the card and be like,
just
yeah.
stick it on there.
it has Alliance.
It's Alliance.
Can you not read?
It's right there.
And then we have Gatlin Gun, Gargomon. On deletion, you may play one Terriermon from your trash without paying the cost. Inheritable, all turns while a Digimon is suspended, it gets 1,000 DP.
That's
I think the
okay.
Rapids are just better than that.
Yeah, agreed.
I'd rather just play all the Rapids.
Yeah, well, you could still play Gargo. Like Ben's playing 2 of the starter deck Gargos. You could potentially replace that with this one.
Potentially,
This
yeah.
guy-
I like that Gargo though.
Yeah,
Jamming.
it's like half black.
He's cool, but like this guy floats, which I feel like you might
Yeah, it's
might
like
be
an extra
interested in.
body.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you could just leave him on your board and not feel bad about it.
Or you could swing with him and be like, if he dies, cool. I just get to float into a Terriermon.
Yeah,
Right.
I like it.
Yeah. Interesting. Higher quality Mama Tyrannomon.
Yeah, it didn't make it any better.
Yep.
Yeah, we still get full blown Digigooch.
Willis. Start of your main phase / on play. One of your green Digimon gets plus 2,000 DP until the end of your opponent's turn. Your turn, when one of your Digimon with Terriermon or Lopmon in its name is played, by suspending this tamer, one of your Digimon with Terriermon or Lopmon in its name may Digivolve into a Digimon card in the hand with a Digivolution cost reduced by 2 security plate without paying the cost.
That's pretty good. I wish it was a memory setter.
It's surprising
that'd
that
be
it's
way
not. Yeah, it's a 4-cost, not memory setter, but I mean the effects are pretty strong.
Yeah, I mean it's
you're
cool and all, but
essentially
still.
getting 2 extra memory anyway, because you're saving 2 memory with it.
But that's only when you Digivolve. With a memory setter, you just
you're
start
automatically
at
getting
3.
it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean you could definitely just go Willis Tribal and cut the Henrys because you have 4 and 4 Willis. Yeah.
It's okay. I mean, I don't hate it.
Yeah, it's not bad. You could definitely do some wombo combos with it, but it is...
Oh, for sure.
I probably would have preferred it be a 5-cost option and also set your memory to 3. Or a 5-cost tamer. But
Yeah, that'd be nice.
then higher quality Falcomon, which Ben was on Copium last night saying they're giving
Yeah, he
Revamon
was
support.
smoking so much copium.
And I was like, that doesn't mean anything. It's 1 card.
Alright.
The deck still sucks.
Sean, time for your favorite card to ever be printed.
This is what I was expecting. We got a new Baumon. That means the old one's getting banned. BT17 Balmon
Dope.
inherited your turn once per turn. When in effect, places tamer cards as its Digimon evolution cards. This Digimon may digivolve into a Digimon card with the SOC trait in your trash.
Smart
That's
enough to make it
still
once per
really
turn.
good.
It is.
Oh, is it once per turn?
It's once per turn. I
Okay,
think
there we go.
they're going to limit Balmon.
Keep cope. Keep your cope.
Why would they even print
No,
this card,
I don't
dude?
know. I'm with Sean. I mean, okay. The only reason why I'm with Sean on this, Brandon, and you may not agree, is because this is very similar to the other effect,
Okay.
and it put a once per turn on it. And when they normally do stuff like that, it's because they're hitting the other card.
No, but hear me out. Hear me out.
Card game 101. Hey, print another version of this very broken card. Okay? Make it a little bit worse and slap a once per turn on it. And so that way, players aren't completely angry because they have another way to do it.
But hear me out.
We're hitting the other one.
Brandon, this is
Hear me out.
unplayable if you still have 4 of the old one. There's no reason to print this card.
I know. They've done that before. Look at BT14 Agumon. Anyway.
I mean, that was actually a
like,
power
whole
creep
line.
version of the promo Agumon, though.
Yeah. But hear me out. You're only ever activating this once per turn.
Uh-huh.
Because
Yeah,
you can only
that's
ever
fine.
put one tamer underneath it because you're only allowed to have one mind link tamer.
Uh-huh.
Putting once per turn on this one actually literally means nothing.
I mean,
No, of course
it's important
not,
to me in
but-
case you do some wombo combos that we're not familiar with yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course not. But it's
It's
the
an
fact
AG
that
out, another AG underneath.
Yeah.
this
Evo.
screams. This screams. Oh, the other one's getting hit.
Yeah, but look at his cute face.
There's
Have you considered that?
Brandon, you're on copium. There is no reason for them to print this card if they're not
Yes, there
if
is.
they don't have
There's a reason
plans.
to print the card. The reason to print the
such a
card.
similar effect.
The reason they print this card is so you could have a little Balmon with a little skateboard pulling his friend with a little rope.
This is
That is the reason.
This is an adorable art, and I'm happy that this will be the new face of the deck because the other one's going to 1 or 0.
Okay. I'm glad we all agree on this.
Yep, it's very clear.
I think
This
it's
is
open.
this is straight pack filler if they have no intentions of hitting the other Balmon. Like this
I mean,
is
they've done it before.
I don't think they
But
have.
Brandon, this is their deck. This is their purple deck. This is they're still giving this deck support.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Okay. Let us know in the
And
comments
they
what
want
your
people
thoughts
to
are.
play this.
they
They want people to play this.
They have printed more Koromons after the BT5 Koromon that have just been objectively worse.
No.
Prove me wrong.
You're wrong. So the BT 13 Koromon, which I believe is, or is that BT 14? Which one draws a card when a security is removed?
14.
That was
14.
that was clearly intended for Shine Greymon.
It was intended for not War Grey,
Yeah.
which was
Exactly.
the deck that it was printed for.
No, it was
very
intended.
clearly. If it was the Shine one, it would have been yellow. This is
No,
the
because
red one.
you can
so
play
it goes with
you
the
can play red
support.
Koros in Shine.
I get that, but you tell that to them.
So, anyways,
Tell that to them.
yeah. Anyways, this is an adorable art. I'm really happy that
hit. Balmon hit.
yeah, I'm really happy they're finally listening to my screams, and they're gonna hit Balmon.
As you yell into the void.
Yes. All right. Fenrilugumon.
Oh no.
Evil's on top
Oh,
of
no.
level 5 with SOC trait for 3 or purple or red for 3. When digivolving, if AG is in this Digimon's
The side tells me everything.
sources, you may play one Fenrilugumon or Kazuchimon from your trash without paying the cost.
Oh no.
At the next
For free?
at the next end of your opponent's turn, return that Digimon to the hand.
That's not going to matter.
Yeah, all turns, once per turn, one of your
my
Digimon or Tamers with SOC trait or Pulse in its text is played. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 10,000 DP or less. Inherited, your turn. While this Digimon has Fenrilugumon in its name, the turn in condition is the opponent having 3 or more memory.
Do they have Fenrilugumon too? Just
No.
hit both. Hit
Well,
the
here's the
bow
thing.
and the Finra.
I'd be
Hit
happy with
both.
that. I'd be happy with that.
Here's the thing.
Because again, this also has that effect.
This one, all right, cannot really be played in just Lugamon. This one has to be
Exactly.
played in the DNA version with the
Yeah.
Kazuchimon.
Don't
can't
spoil
really be
it. Don't
used in
spoil it.
base
Chris doesn't know yet. He's gonna find out.
Yeah, I
doesn't
don't know
know.
yet.
He doesn't
It
know. How
plays
could
it
he know?
for
He doesn't
free?
know.
All right, so
For free?
we got Cracker Fang.
Cracker Fang. Oh my god.
Security. Play this card without paying the cost. Start of your turn. If you have 2 or less memories, set it to 3. Main Mind Link with one of your Digimon with the Dark Animal SOC trait. Rule also treated as AG Nagasumi. Inheritable all turns. While Digimon has a Dark Animal SOC trait, it gains Alliance and Blocker. End of all turns, you may play 1 AG from the Digimon sources without paying the cost.
So this guy listens to Linkin Park every day, all day on repeat.
Oh, 100%.
Crawling in. So, is this the first time we've gotten a tamer that just straight up isn't their name? I mean, I know it's rule treated as name, but it's straight up just Cracker Fang.
I think so, but apparently, from
No,
what
hold
I
on, that wasn't a joke. That wasn't a
No,
joke.
that's his name.
No, that's the name of the card. So
No, it's not.
from what
Yes,
I
no, it's
not.
understand, all of these guys have hacker names, so we're probably going to get the hacker version of them that just has the rule treated as this name.
God, there's no way that America lets that come out as Cracker Fang.
That does sound like it is racially implicated.
yeah, but
there's
it's
no
to
way.
white people though, and that's not racist.
Yeah,
No,
that's
I
fair.
agree, but I'm saying it just sounds ridiculous. That is the most ridiculous name I've ever heard before in my life.
I'm looking
That
at
is
this
up
dude.
there.
I'm looking at this dude, and he very clearly intentionally dyes just the tip front part of his hair blue. I could see his username being Cracker Fang.
So
No, I look at him and I do not see Cracker Fang.
I don't remember what the other hacker names are, but I'm pretty sure they were all like super lame sounding.
Oh my god, of course they are.
All right.
But just to talk about the card itself, it is literally just power crept version of BT14. It has the exact same effect, but this one's a memory setter.
Yeah, so now you have 8 AGs. Congratulations. Anyway, so Chris, this is the reason why those
Alright.
other cards do stuff.
Yep.
This
Oh my god.
This is
what
a level
that
7.
art?
It's a DNA.
It is Fenrilugamon Taka Mikazuchi. So it evos on top of purple or yellow level 6s for 6 memory, or DNA Digivolves with Fenrilugamon and Kazuchimon for 0. Trash.
Free?
Yeah.
Oh, just read.
Trash, your turn. When one of your level 6 Digimon with Pulsemon in its text is played, 2 of your Digimon may DNA Digivolve into this card in your trash. When Digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 16,000 DP for the turn. If DNA Digivolving, you may set your opponent's memory to 3. Then if a Tamer card is in this Digimon Digivolution cards, gain 1 memory and recover +1. When attacking, by trashing the top card of your security stack, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack.
Hold on.
Not once per turn, by the way.
That isn't once per turn. Oh my god. So if you can unsuspend this guy, you're gonna get in there.
They can't keep getting
in
away
there.
with this, man. They can't keep getting away with this, man. These purple decks, okay?
So-
Now they've added the other best color yellow to it.
So
They
you
can't keep doing this.
so you evo into the new Finn, play Kazuchi out from your trash, and then this guy DNAs from your trash for free.
Not only that, you could literally pass them over to their turn, and it goes, no, set to 3, gain memory. So it's still your turn because of the inheritable.
Yep.
Oh my god.
The best part also is
You don't
it's
have
a
Alliance
May.
too.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have
they still
Alliance
have
and Blocker.
Yeah.
Oh. They can't keep getting away with this.
So it's also the Wind Digivolving is a Yume, or the Wind DNA Digivolving is a Yume. So you actually don't even have to. It's optional. So if you already have the turn pulled, or you're not like, if you're at 0 memory or something like that,
Yeah, you don't have to give
set
them
to
memory.
free.
It's only to steal memory from them.
You don't even have to play any of those trash Pulsemon cards. You could just play Finra and then throw in the 4 Kazuchikas and be like, okay,
All right, we're
boom,
good.
I'm got it.
Yeah.
Yep, that's
Literally.
probably going to be the strat.
Oh yeah, dude, you're not playing Pulsemon.
Now what's really funny about this too is if you read
What's funny? What's
Is
funny?
you-
What's funny, Brendan?
it's hilarious because it says you may set your opponent's memory to 3, meaning you could theoretically give them 10 memory and then just go, nope,
Yes.
Yeah,
back to 3.
and then you'd be go back to 2.
Hilarious.
It's still my turn.
Yeah, hilarious.
Mhm.
How's that funny? What part of that is funny?
So-
Funny for me because
so you
I actually play this.
You could just have a Finn in your breeding area, promote, and then just hard play Kazuchimon, and then
Yes.
DNA into it and be like, it's still my turn.
Ah,
you
gotcha.
thought.
Gotcha. You thought.
I thought.
Thought. Yeah, this card's insane. All the more reason to ban the Balmon. Thanks, Bandai. Shout out Bandai for banning Balmon.
And the Balmon. I'm no longer on the limit train. I'm on the ban.
Yeah, that card needs to go to 0. This card's insane.
Just get rid of the whole deck.
just trash it. So funny.
Now we have Shining Greymon.
If you want to look at the better quality, just scroll down. It's the very next thing.
Okay. Shine Greymon. When Digivolving, you may play 1 Marcus Damon from your hand without paying the cost. All turns, once per turn, when this Digimon would leave the battle area by an opponent's effect by returning one of your yellow tamers to the hand, prevent it from leaving.
It's okay.
It's okay. The only thing that's
It's very clearly burst mode support.
the only thing that's
It's
good
not Finra Lugamon, so yeah, it's not that good. You're right.
yeah.
Chris is on that again.
The only thing I like about this is it plays into the ace burst mode.
Yes.
Because it forces your opponent has to out this 2 times in order to actually out it. Otherwise, if they swing,
Without swinging.
you get to burst mode. Yeah,
Yeah. They have to out it twice without swinging.
yeah.
That's easy. They're playing Finra Lugamon plus the Kazuchimon. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, negative
guys.
16
it's over.
DP. I mean,
That is true.
Every
Yeah, the
card-
minus DP
Every
on this
card you're
guy.
about to show. Because you guys are forgetting. Don't the Finra also give minus DP, and so does the Kazuchika? So it's gonna be like over 20,000.
I mean, minus
the Fenris
16.
don't neg DP.
Minus
Only the
16 is all you
Kazuchika line.
need.
Yeah.
Okay.
Negative 16
So
is
anyways-
It can't. It can save save itself by bouncing a tamer if you want, but it's still gonna die again.
Yeah. Negative
Listen,
16 is just
okay.
a built-in wyvern.
And actually, that's not even leaving the battle area by your opponent's effect. So actually, you can't even use that.
Yeah, it's just a rule.
So
Yeah, it's
again,
just a rules processing.
So again, it's not Finra Kazuchika, so it doesn't matter.
It's kind of mid. It's the only cool thing about it is literally it plays into the ace, which is like okay, thanks, Bandai.
Thanks, I love it.
And then we have more copium support from Bandai. Sorry for limiting the secret rare. Mephistomon. When this card is revealed from the deck, this card is also treated as a level 6. Okay. When this card would be played from the hand by returning 1 Apoclymon from your trash to the bottom of the deck, reduce the play cost by 3.
The one of.
Yeah, dude, you're gonna get to recycle it and draw it again.
Yeah.
And then
Yay!
hopefully it's not the 5th card in your security. And then on deletion, if deleted by an effect, you may play 1 Golfmon or 1 level 6 Digimon card with the Dark Master's trait from your hand or trash without paying the cost. Inheritable when attacking once per turn by placing 1 level 5 or lower card with a Dark Master's in its text from your hand. From your trash. As Digimon's bottom evolution card, this Digimon gets plus 2,000 DP for the turn.
Love how it's a level 5 or lower. So you can't
Okay,
even use
cool,
the actual
this-
Dark Masters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. This card is dead on arrival because Apoclymon's at 1. Cool.
Hey, you be careful. Them Apoclymon players, they're listening.
All right. Now we
Go
have.
ahead and
coping.
listen.
They're coping. They're sitting there thinking, man, that's the best card they've talked about so far. That Fenrir Lugamon, trash. That card's the best card.
Yeah. I'm obviously we're gonna get a new Apoclymon at some point in the future, and hopefully
It's got to be a feels. It's got to be like a hey, sorry we did this.
Yeah. Here's the
is
new
the
one
exact
that's
same
nowhere near as
card.
good.
This is the exact same card, but it only works with Dark Masters. We took away that part that says any level 6.
I mean,
that's on us.
That would be a solution, although the deck's still insane. Awakening of the Sun, 3 cost option.
Not with Paladin mode. Paladin mode exists now.
True. Main, you may play 1 Marcus Damon or 1 Rhythm from your hand or trash without paying the cost. Then place this card in the battle area. All turns, when one of your tamers is deleted or returned to the hand, delay. One of your Digimon may digivolve into a Digimon card with Shine Greymon in its name in the hand without paying the cost. Security, you may play one tamer card with Marcus name and rhythm in its name from your hand or trash without paying the cost, and place this card in the battle area.
I like this card.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice that it sets up the burst mode.
It lets you burst mode if they try to out your Shine Greymon.
The other Shine, yeah. So if they are able to out your Shine twice, and you have this on the board, you have to out the Shine now 3 times, and it's now also a burst mode.
Well, if they try to out it once, you just trigger the Shine and then trigger this.
Oh, fair.
So like, it would be very difficult besides the Fenrir Lugamon,
just neg DPing it.
Yeah, you'd have to neg DP it,
or D-Digivolve. No,
or D-Evo it.
Yeah, D-Evo.
Yeah, but those choices are limited. If your opponent has this set up, it's going to be a struggle for a lot of decks to get around being burst moded.
Yeah. Still pretty good. I mean, I like all the option cards so far from the set that are just like, hey, we set up our ace card. Because I think that's all of them now, right? We have the Paladin, the Omni, the Gallant, and now the Shine.
Yeah. Also, something that's cool is you can ruin mode on your opponent's turn with this card.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
The issue is you have to play this card.
That card, yeah. At least it's possible now, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it would be very funny to ruin mode on your opponent's turn because they play.
Your opponent's expecting like the ace, and they're ready for the ace, and you're just like ruin mode, and they're just like panic.
Oh no!
What have I done? Now we're starting to get stuff for the new starter decks.
Yeah, Shumon starter decks 19. It's a rookie puppet liberator. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with the puppet trait and 1 card with the liberator trait among them to the hand. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. Inheritable, all your turn, all your opponent's security Digimon get minus 3,000 DP.
This might be the first time I play a yellow deck, just because I really love that puppet. Because it's very clearly, like, the shoe and the puppet inside the shoe are both sentient creatures, or are they the same sentient creature? What is it? It intrigues me.
It is very ugly.
Because, like, the eyeball is on the shoe, but it's also on the thing coming out of the shoe.
Oh yeah, so those are both the same eyeball.
They both have mouths. Is it 2 creatures? What is it? I don't know, but I like it.
The world may never know.
Okay, Brandon. Weirdo. Continue, Sean.
Terramon, Bird Dragon / Liberator. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Bird or Avion and one of its traits, and 1 card with Vortex Warrior or Liberator traits among them to the hand. Put the rest on the bottom of the deck. Inheritable, your turn, the Digimon gets plus 2,000 DP.
Okay.
Yeah. Vortex Warrior, that sounds interesting.
That sounds like a edgelord card if I've ever heard of one.
Yeah. And then we got this beaut right here, this alt art of the Ace Omnimon.
Absolutely stunning.
Yeah, let's just take a moment
to look what side's more prominent than the other.
That's what I said. I'm like, they picked the right side to face the camera. That beautiful shiny War Greymon. Yeah, beautiful card. Shout out to this person.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. It's probably still fresh in the mind, but this guy has done a lot of really good Omnimon alt arts, and this is one of them.
Mm-hmm. Solid. Good job.
And the next alt art.
And then we got the Ty and Matt alt art, which is beautiful.
It's going to be $1 million.
We're getting a little bit of a crazy eyes from the Omnimon, but I'll take it.
Oh, he's ready to mess you up.
This is remnants of the alt art Perpirogramon fighter mode. Crazy eyes.
He's just staring.
Into your soul.
He's looking into your soul.
That's still Spencer's profile picture, by the way.
To this day.
Zoomed in shot of Perpirogramon fighter mode peering into your soul. Yeah, I'm really happy we got an alt art for this. Hopefully it's in the set so it's textured.
The only thing that I'm gonna say this, it pisses me off about this card is they should have swapped the colors on the card. It should be blue red instead of red blue.
Yeah,
because now Matt is on the red side and Ty's on the blue side, and it upsets my brain. But otherwise, absolutely goated card.
Yeah, because Gara's on this side, Matt's on this side, and then War and Ty are on this,
and then they just went. If they would have just swapped the colors, it would have been a perfect card.
Also, it's called Tai Kami and Matashita, and they're also like not.
Oh my god, you're making this worse for my aesthetic. My brain
man.
hates
What
this.
order are they in on the original art?
I can look it up real quick. I don't think you have to scroll.
Well,
You're going to be scrolling for a while.
I am scrolling. We'll see who finds it first.
Ty and Matt. So it's Ty then Matt.
So
they switched it for the alt art.
It's in the appropriate order of the cards.
On the normal art, yeah. I don't know why you're still scrolling. I found it. It's right here.
I don't know.
Like, do I need to show it to you?
I don't be knowing.
That's why the alt art's like that, because the regular art's like that.
Well, no,
that's why it's red blue.
They switched it.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying though. It's red and blue because the regular art is red and blue. If the regular art would have been blue and red and them swapped, they would have probably done it.
It's dumb either way.
It is a little odd that they switched them for the alt art.
It's almost like they did it. It's almost like they did it purely for the aesthetic of the set, because there was already 3 tamers that are base blue in that set. Maybe they just didn't want a 4th one that was base blue.
No, we're just talking about the wrong stuff here, guys. It doesn't matter. That's not Finra, Luga, Kazuchika, Boss Monster.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the alt art of that card, because it is. I don't think we mentioned it. It is the secret rare of the set. So this is the secret rare.
I hope it's
Greymon.
Oh yeah, it is the secret rare. Yeah.
I hope it's impossible to pull. Sorry, guys. I mean,
you realistically need like 2 or 3 of it probably in the deck. Because once you see it and once it's in the trash, you're set. You're kosher. You're good.
Yes, this is accurate.
Whew, man, dude, I can't wait for that. Because of that, I probably will play Luga this week.
I can wait.
Are you playing Luga for Scherzies?
Probably.
Are you playing Analog?
Of course. As a 4 of.
Are you gonna activate it?
And make sure I remember the effect.
If you are playing Luga this week, you'll be the feature deck, so I can get some Luga gameplay.
All right.
I need to get some Mirage gameplay as well. I forgot about that. That I didn't get any last week. Besides you bullying Caleb because he doesn't know how to play around cards.
Oh God, poor Caleb. Didn't we also play? And you beat me? The Black War Gray?
Yeah, that went live. Yeah. Was that yesterday?
Yeah,
2 days ago. Yesterday,
Brian,
2 days ago.
You watched it. You watched it with me.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think it was Thursday.
All right.
All I'm thinking about is my food and how purple is gonna rule our world for like the next year.
All right. So comment questions. Oh Jesus. Uncalibrated aimbot. Mention security control. Players will always hate decks that attack along anything other than the main game axis. People hate life gain, people hate mill, and people hate anything that is unfairly fast, in their opinion. Maybe an effect like all turns your opponent cannot add cards to their security. This effect ends for the turn if you gain security. That way decks can curb the power of security control without giving security control more tools for the mirror. Thoughts?
Unfortunately, I know for a fact if they printed a card that says your opponent can't add cards to security, it would be in black because they already have.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be a huge way to stop the deck unless you gave it a generic floodgate. Like a generic floodgate that stops specific colors could be something we see in the future. Like you could see a floodgate that says your opponent can't trash cards from hand. That would just neuter purple. You could see a floodgate that says your opponent cannot add cards to their security stack. That would help neuter both security control and yellow.
Yeah.
But, like, are they going to print those floodgates? Are we ever going to see floodgates like that?
I think
just target one specific color.
I think a floodgate of that power would need to be on a level 6 body instead of a rookie.
Yeah. And, like, the thing is, if you put it on a level 6, you can't make it generically playable in every other deck. It has to be a deck that is doing this. Countering this.
I think it being black would make the most sense since they already have like Congo. It could be a Bihumon actually, because isn't that the Congo's? Isn't that his attack or whatever?
Yeah.
So it could just be a Bihumon.
Yeah, I think
listen. I don't think people. I think the only reason why people hate security control is because of the RNG of it.
I mean, it's
If you played against a security control, right, and you like swung through all their security and didn't hit one bomb, it's just like, oh yeah, that was fun. I didn't hate that. But you like swing your first check, like my Leviathan with 3 checks hits a bomb and it kills it. Of course, I'm gonna hate it.
Yeah, it's gonna feel a little worse.
I mean, there is
It's just the RNG of it.
there's a correct way to play versus it to where the RNG is less impactful.
Yeah.
Like what they could do is they could add more effects that ignore security and options, like your red hybrid stuff, like your delicate plans, like your perperial.
I would
But
not
giving
like
that widely to a lot of decks is a mistake.
Yes.
Because like we've only got what 5 cards right now that do that. BT1 War Greymon, a delicate plan, perperial, and both Aldemons. Am I correct in remembering that's the 5? Is there another one I'm thinking I'm just forgetting of?
I am not sure. Those are the only 5 I can think of.
The
That's what I
comment
can think
section,
off
I'll
the
let
top
you
of my
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, let us know. I don't feel like looking through every single card in existence.
I think that would also be a mistake because we don't want OTK decks to just run rampant. Because that's not fun for anyone.
If you give Melga, like for example, some way to have delicate plan, that's a problem.
Yes.
Like, because right now, if you want to run delicate plan in Melga, you have to run Matt Sora.
Yeah.
Which is an option if you want to run like 4 copies
I think it's a
of
tamer.
the BT15 Garu. Maybe I might be cooking.
I mean, yeah, you could. It has Matt in its name, so it triggers all of your stuff.
Yeah, I might be cooking.
But yeah, we don't want to make that super widespread because that would be a massive issue.
Yeah, because some decks like they hard like dominate if you do not have outs.
All right,
Chris
the
over there
Impact
looking like a-
626 says, how do you guys sleeve your max ready decks and what color image sleeve do you use? I'm currently contemplating how to on my Ruin Mode Turbo deck. Thanks to you, Sean, for the deck profile. I usually use those Bandai themed sleeves on the max rarity cards in my binder and leaving it there for collection purposes, but now I just want to pull them out and show off my shiny cardboard. By the way, Brandon is the reason I don't like playing Mega anymore, or Melga anymore.
You're welcome. I don't know why
Damn,
I
Brandon,
ruined
you
it for you specifically.
Yeah, you killed a whole archetype for this guy.
He doesn't like playing it anymore, or doesn't like playing against it. Like, what was it?
It just, that's up to interpretation. Just says, by the way, Brandon is the reason I don't like playing Melga anymore.
Oh.
He could mean against or with.
So
good job. More Melga for me.
I would definitely double sleeve my decks more often if I just played like a few decks, but because I play so many different decks, I just use regular sleeves. I know Sean is big on double sleeving. For like the really important cards, we will just I think regular sleeve them and then put them in the binder for collection.
What I do is for decks I really care about, I like to go out of my way to get really nice sleeves. Like, if you guys see
obviously.
the gameplay, you'll see I have Superman sleeves, I have Batman sleeves. Like, I love those sleeves because they look cool. So I don't normally double sleeve. I probably should start. I know, Sean, you have those really nice inner sleeves. I probably would like use those because when I used double sleeves a while ago, they were like the over that your sleeve goes inside of. I hated those.
Mm-hmm.
I hated the way they felt. They made my deck feel like it was a mountain. I can't deal with that.
That's what Mel uses in it. It doesn't look like I would like shuffling that.
Yeah, I didn't like the feel of it.
Yeah, I would definitely
do what
rather
Sean
use
does.
inner sleeves.
Sean, shout out your sleeve links because I think you always put them as your top comment.
Yeah, I pin a comment that has links if you are interested in this kind of sleeves I use. I use who makes these? I think these are Dragon Shields, right?
I don't know.
Pretty
I
sure.
think
Yeah.
so.
These are Dragon Shield Smoke side inner sleeves, and these are what I sleeve my collection in. And the
Just
reason,
to be clear, the top half of them are clear.
yeah,
So it doesn't impact how you see the card.
The front is light, and then the back is smoke.
Yes.
So it's easy to tell which part is the front, and also when it's like It just looks better when it's in a sleeve, in my opinion. I sleeve my entire collection in that because I noticed when I wasn't using inner sleeves, because of how often I resleeve my decks, and then because of how frail the edges are of our cards, I was like basically wearing the bottom edges of my cards down every time I resleeve them. And like sometimes you risk creating like significant damage on the back of them because they are so frail. Like if you catch the edge or the lip of the
Even
sleeve,
a little bit.
yeah, it just I did it to a couple of really expensive cards at the time, and it just made me cringe so hard. So I finally just made the commitment, and now all of my cards are sleeved in those inner sleeves, so I don't have to worry about it when I'm resleeving stuff. And then the sleeves I use are Cortex, white, and the non-matte ones. It's like the gloss ones. And those are my favorite outer sleeves to use.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of any sleeve that has the matte finish on the front of the card. That is such a bad feeling.
Yeah, because
I hate it. It dulls your art.
Yeah, you can't appreciate how shiny your cardboard is if you have matte sleeves on the front, if they're matte on the front.
Yeah, the matte backing is good because it leaves a really good texture for you to like shuffle and draw.
It feels good shuffling, but yeah, the matte fronts
If
are just
it's
something like, why?
Stay away from gloss back.
Mm-hmm.
Gloss back cards stick. Like, bad.
They do, but so the Cortex I use, they have gloss backs, but they also don't stick.
They're textured.
Yeah, they have texture on them to keep them from sticking, but they're not matte. But yes, that's why I like gloss backs that don't stick, and those are like one of the few kinds of sleeves that do. So that's why I use them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love those sleeves. I'd recommend them to anyone.
Yeah, I just like the art dragon shields, like with the DC characters and stuff like that.
For some reason,
That's
the
just
way I
personal
shuffle,
preference.
it just doesn't work. Like I just can't shuffle dragon shields.
Yeah.
Because they constantly catch when I'm trying to shuffle them. And
Yeah, so they are looser on the top. You will have that little bit of extra on the top. The Cortexes are a lot tighter.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what it is about how I shuffle, but like when I shuffle dragon shields, it just doesn't work very well.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
you do use dragon shields for your Tama. I know you have the Batman Tama.
I do, but whenever I shuffle my Tamas, it's like one of these. So like
Yeah, it's just a little tiny one. It doesn't really actually do anything.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then we have D. Lacey, 1895. Debate at my locals. Do you think there should be level 7 aces? Also, should all aces just be blockers? I don't think so. That's really boring. That was their thought on that. But what are y'all's thoughts?
I mean, we're finally getting level 7 aces with
He's saying
BT17.
should they exist? Period.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
of
should
course
they?
we're gonna
Yeah.
get them.
I mean, as long as we're not getting like, stuff that is legitimately game breaking.
I mean, all of them seem to be.
Well, I'm saying like to the point where it's like Apocalypse Tier 0.
I mean, Paladin mode's going to be pretty rough to come down on anybody.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you know your opponent is playing them, it's something you just have to play around.
Yeah.
I think they're cool. I like the idea of them. I like the idea of the DNA aces as well. I really like the idea of them. Sorry, she's stabbing me. I really like the idea of them adding more play during your opponent's turn. So I've always liked the idea of that, and I know Sean, you're kind of on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
No to the blocker, yes to the level 7 ace.
Yeah, same. I also don't think they should all have blocker. Honestly, there's a lot of them there would be no point because like Ace Crimson mode coming down is probably going to nuke your whole board. So like, what is he blocking at that point?
Right.
But yeah, I think we should have aces at every level. I think we should have ace level 3s that have on plays. We should have ace
Especially
level.
if they're X antibody.
Yeah, and ace level 4s.
I'm surprised we don't yet.
Yeah, I feel like we eventually will get them because like
It'll probably be like Ace Greymon, Ace Garurumon.
yeah, because I like the counterplay during your opponent's turn. That's something that the game really needed at the beginning of the game, and they're just introducing more and more of it, and I really enjoy it. Because it increases the skill gap, because if you are unable to play around those cards, then you're probably going to lose. There's so many comments. I'm trying to find the next question.
Oh, you didn't just have them like pinned like last time?
Well,
I'd
I
say just
normally
pin the comments that have questions.
I can't pin more than one comment.
Oh, that's annoying.
I normally
didn't know
screenshot them, but they're getting there's so many that like I started just scrolling through them. But all right, and I think that was it for comment questions. So thank you for your questions. If you would like your question answered, put it in the comments.
We will answer it. We will talk about it.
Yeah, we will most likely read and or answer it.
Ask why Finra Kazuchika should be banned. I'll tell you
This
guys.
is the next secret rare to get banned immediately upon release.
It's kind of insane. By the way, guys, I'm officially a judge. Brandon and Chris alluded to it earlier, but I took the judge exam once again and passed, so I'm an official Bandai judge for the Digimon card game.
Hooray. Congrats.
Congrats.
Thank you. I told Ben last night, I was like, I'm going to sign up to judge the events that you're in, and every time I'm called to your table, I'm going to rule against you.
Malicious.
Judge.
What's the question? Okay, it's Ben. It hit whatever he said is how it works.
Judge, my opponent digivolved and drew 2 cards. He's only supposed to draw 1. Sorry, Ben. That card clearly says draw 2.
Yeah, I see no issues. Accepted game state.
Sean, I just thought about this. You remember that message you sent us talking about that thing you wanted to do, going through all the sets?
Yeah.
You do like a point system where you like have been included, and like it's like a win is 3 points, a loss is 0, and a tie is 1. And then like as we go through all the sets, you have like a point system from everyone. Like everyone plays someone else like every time, and then like you just add up points, and whoever's got like the most amount of points. Yeah.
I mean, I like that idea. I'm just wondering how the logistics are going to work with recording it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because you wouldn't be able to record like everyone else's gameplay.
Yeah,
like we'd have to like stream share or screen share and
you'd
like
have to
stream it.
Stream it, and I would have to like I guess record it that way, which is possible. I would.
Yeah.
Not on our potato. I'd have to get a new potato.
That's true.
I was just looking at getting a new potato because for my wedding
I have to get a loaded potato with sour cream and butter and cheese.
Oh yeah,
and bacon
bits.
bacon.
Yeah, bacon bits.
Nah, dude, go to Red Lobster, get some lobster bits in it.
Ooh. I haven't eaten breakfast yet, Brandon. Don't do this to me.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, yesterday me and the wife went to Red Lobster.
Shut up. Quit talking.
God, I spent so much money.
Well, yeah, you went to Red Lobster. That place is super overpriced.
I got the appetizer. It was cheesy.
Oh man, y'all went all the way. Y'all went all the way to Pensacola to eat, and you didn't get. You guys didn't go to the steak place. Longhorn. You guys didn't go to Longhorn.
That's like right next to Red Lobster.
Yeah, I'm going to Longhorn every time.
We were both talking about it, and like
Red Lobster's dead to me now. Longhorn is the only place I'll go to over there.
Why is Red Lobster dead?
Because every time we've been there,
and every time
for the past couple of years, Brandon, it's been absolute trash.
Okay, I will say the last few times have been very disappointing, but this time in particular, me and E walked out and we were like, "Yo, that's the best we've had."
When I order endless shrimp, I want that stuff on road. They need to be ready. I don't want to be waiting 10 to 15 minutes.
They're like rationing you on the endless shrimp.
Yeah. Like this lady was like, I'm over here done. Like I'm done. And then it's like 10, 15 minutes later. You guys ready for a refill? Yeah, I've been ready. Like what is going on?
Yeah, keep them coming.
Yeah.
To be fair, it was a Friday during lunch, so there wasn't like a whole massive crowd in there. But yeah, I got these like cheesy crab fries as like an appetizer. Oh my god! And then I got one of their new like Lobster Fest meals where it was fried lobster with fried shrimp, fries, and like some hush puppies.
Did you eat? Did you take like a bite and then your heart started constrict and you're like, oh, it's worth it?
So I don't know what they did.
Eating into your veins.
Yes.
I don't know what they did to these little fried bites, but it's like they coated it in some kind of really good butter sauce.
Just butter.
They coated it in a butter sauce and then breaded it. And when I tell you, when you bit into those lobster bites, it was some of the best food I have consumed in months.
Brandon, you have eaten breakfast and you are torturing
I
Me
had
and
one
Chris.
bagel.
You ate something.
And so what? Brandon, you were like, hey, just bring me out a fried stick of butter.
Yeah.
Is that what they
just
served
toss
you?
it in the
That-
fryer
Yeah.
for a second and bring it out.
Like, was that Red Lobster not the best we've had?
E can't answer. Half of it's in the fridge still.
Yeah, she got the surf and turf, got the lobster tail and the steak, and then she got through the lobster tail and was like, eating some of her mashed potatoes and broccoli, and was like, yeah, we gotta take the rest of this to go.
Bro, I can't order. You can't order. I'm done ordering steak from other places outside Longhorn. I can't do it. Ever
have you
since
had
we've been
steak
to
yet?
Longhorn,
That's actually why I don't eat
No.
steak at restaurants, is because I don't
just-
like bad steak. It's terrible to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ever since we've been, because we hadn't been to Longhorn before. Up until like I don't know, like a year ago.
Yeah, our father
And-
wanted us to go, and we were like, yeah, let's go.
I got this steak, Sean. It was so good. I go,
was
oh my
perfectly
god,
cooked.
is this what it's supposed to be? I will never get a steak from another place again because it's just bad. It's like a waste of money.
I have a thing that I told Chris about. If you're going to a steakhouse, order your steak how you want it. If you're going to a non-steak place and you're ordering a steak, order it slightly off how you want it. So
Yeah.
I like my steaks rare, but I
Mhm.
cannot trust a non-steakhouse to cook a good rare steak. It's either basically raw or it's overcooked.
Yeah.
So I'll ask for medium rare from other places. So if they
I
undercook
literally
it, I'm okay with
want-
it. And if they overcook it, I'm like, well, them's the breaks.
I want to hear them pulling the trigger on the shotgun, killing the cow.
I don't think
And
that's how that
cooking
works.
That's I want mine rare, okay? I don't want shoe leather.
You want
Okay.
you want the steak version of Red Lobster where you go pick out the cow.
When I
Instead of going to the tank,
cut
you
into
pick out your lobster.
when I cut into my steak, I want to hear a moo as I'm cutting into it. Like that's how I want it.
Yeah,
I
want that thing
think I
juicy.
like medium rare. Like, I don't like true rare. I mean, I'll
Yeah.
eat it, but like, if it's
want a
actually
little bit
cooked
more
rare,
cooked.
I want it a little bit more than that.
Yeah, fair.
That's how I
Rare's
used
not
to
for
eat it.
everybody.
See, that's how I used to eat it until we went to Longhorn, and my dad was like, "Dude, get it rare," and I got it rare, and I was like,
It was
"This is the
perfect.
best. This is the best thing ever."
Well, maybe I'll do that if I ever go to Longhorn. I don't
Yeah.
think I've ever eaten there.
We have
Longhorn-
one being built here. I
Yeah,
think.
in our area. Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
a
we also
brand new-
have one that's like 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
But they also do that Parmesan crusted top for your steak. Oh my god!
Shut up, Brandon.
I'm sorry, man. It's good food, man.
All right, are we going back to the
Unhinged food
the
topics.
Digimon card game, or are we
Yeah.
just?
Is it bad? I just thought about BT15 Agumon, where he's sitting there and he's holding that steak or that like big bone with that meat on it, right?
Oh yeah. Pause.
He's got the giant meat stick.
Pause.
Yeah.
Pause.
He's
Plug
holding
in.
his big meat stick in his hand.
Pause. Plug in. P.
Yeah, that is like the only decent card for Greymon support that actually came out of that set. Brandon, I don't think you're allowed to show your cat on screen. I might get demonetized.
How dare! This cat is beautiful. She's my baby.
Can't just be showing your hairy cat to everybody, dude. Yeah, it's just
All right. Pause. Plug in. P.
that is.
Don't make me bring up food again. I'll start talking about food.
Well, I mean, we're about to get off, so
Yeah.
as soon as we get off, I'm eating whatever's the closest thing in the kitchen that's readily available. I might actually just
Fair.
run up to somewhere to get something, but
Go to Red Lobster.
I would go to a fast food restaurant. I want food now. I don't want to drive. I would have to shower, get dressed.
That's the whole process.
Also, my back is super jacked, so like I do not want to sit at a restaurant. Like I'm about to go lay down in my bed and just be sad.
Veg out.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do this recap.
Rewatch Dune 1.
Yeah, right.
I only got about halfway through before I had to take my judge exam.
The title for this one has to be "They Can't Keep Getting Away with This."
I like that. Thank you. I probably will do that. As long as it fits on the thumbnail.
All caps.
And it just needs to have Balmon in the background.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Just Finra Lugamon in the background.
So dumb, dude.
All right, time to go eat. Ain't that right, Sean?
Yes, indeed.
I too am going to go eat.
Food.
Later.
All right.
All right, bye guys.
Rewatch Dune.
Okay.
Rewatch Dune and don't ask 1,000 questions.
No.